American Simulation Racing Association, featuring online leagues like the DSR Electric, Blanchard towing and recovering Xfinity, concerns of police survivors. Jacob and Wesley bringing you all the commentating. Is there beef? Is there beef? This racing is so exciting. That rock the Nasra network, that Biggles cracking them up in the background. It is racing at Atlanta, it is racing at Talladega. Never turn right. Woo! Go baby, go! Don't you curse tonight. As a Brady, the boss man is lessening. Oh dear, let's go racing. Cody not with all the graphics. Jeff Merck pulling all the facial reactions. Jordan is spoken like DD Folio AC and a white grade. And we're gonna have fun right now in this moment. Let's race, let's green light and go. Let's enjoy the race. Like and subscribe, so to see the unicorn that Murph and magically make. Don't you believe in unicorns?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway for the very first race for Season 10 of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series playoffs. It's going to get good here tonight. Who is going to cause the big one? Who's going to miss the big one? You're going to find it all out live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Good evening, folks. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Got the chef Morgan Cook in the house. And as always, our great producer, the Australian Dean Hopton Biggles, is on production. Morgan, buddy, how the hell are you? It's been a week. We're back. We're ready to go playoff racing at Daytona.
Yeah, we're here ready to go here. No BS tonight. It's going to be a dialed-in show here at Daytona. I'm sure of it, Jake. How about that as we go playoff racing for the first time this year? Who's going to win? Who's going to lock themselves in for the rest of the playoffs? It's going to be a fun one here tonight. Look at your grid on the screen here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty little stacked top 24, usually top 20, but this year extended it and put an extra 4 drivers into the playoffs. So top 24, and here we go as all the trucks are down on pit road. We'll set you up for the starting lineup for the DSR Electric 250 here tonight at Daytona. And surprise, surprise, on the pole, the 44 of Matthew Lee, 51636. He will start up on the pole. Joshua Rodriguez will start to his outside. Lucas Lyons will start in the 3rd spot with the Bulldog. Adam Newton, always fast here at Daytona. He'll roll off from P4. Tristan Bruce starting in P5 and the number 3, another playoff driver as well. Dustin Scruggs will be rolling off in P6. Martinsville winner Dylan Cardenas. Actually, he's got 2 wins. He won at Michigan as well, so he will be rolling off from P7 with John Freeman starting in P8. Tyler Daniels will start in P9, and Kermit DeFrog here. Luke Smith will roll off from P10.
Starting 11th will be Chris Blanchard. Apologies, everyone, tonight. Brian choosing to start in 12th. Brandon Broadfoot, 13th. And Osborne rolls off in the 14th position. Buzzy Mungold, the good starting effort, in 15th position for that 97 machine, alongside the 971 of Nathan Maurer. 17th will be Michael Kostick, 18th James Beard, 19th Matthew Montgomery, 20th Brandon Schumann in the 52.
Jeff Merck absolutely tickled to death that they had a top 24. He's able to make it in for the playoffs. He will roll off from P21 here tonight at Daytona. Watch out for this 60. He knows how to get it done on the super speedways. Jose Luis Rivera will be rolling off from P22. The silent assassin Devin Painter will roll off from P23. And as outside, the boss man, the creator of it all, Brady LaBeouf, will start from P24. Jonathan Cofield from Alabama. Roll Tide, War Eagle, however you want to look at it. He'll start from P25 with Matt Cherry starting in P26. Isaac Bevan's going to start in the 27th spot with the 00, Huck Wigington, rolling off from P28. Matthew Cummins will start 29th, and Brandon New rounds out the top 30.
And your final 9 on the grid here tonight, Robert Richards in the 48 machine rolls off 31st. Jordan Durasic starts 32nd. Matthew David Wood, MDW, will start 33rd. Nick Sacco, 34th. Ryan Johnson will start in 35th. Stephen Lachinsky, 36th. Keith Haney, 37th. Dane Hagen, 38th. And our last driver on the grid here will be Raul Meza.
And I'm already looking a little bit right here in some of the race chats. Couple of guys getting some EOLs, and we'll get sent to the back. Matthew Lee, your pole sitter, had an EOL. He got sent to the back. Jeff Merck got an EOL as well as MDW, Jordan Durasic, and Chris Blanchard. At least that's what we're seeing from race control. So drivers getting EOLs, getting sent to the back. Might not be a bad idea to start back there at the back and try to miss all the chaos. Here we go tonight, folks. 100 laps here tonight at Daytona. Stage 1 will go all the way to lap 25. Stage 2 will go all the way to lap 50. And then the final 50 laps to make it all the way for the DSR Electric 250 here tonight at Daytona. Morgan, what's the keys to surviving and not killing yourself here tonight at Daytona? What's the keys?
Well, you got to avoid the big one. That's the first thing. Is if you're, no matter where you are on this track, there's going to be an opportunity to get caught up in something. Unless you're probably the leader, is the only guy who's usually safe. So try and avoid those accidents. Be ahead of them, be behind them, whatever. Just try and find your way around them. When it comes down to pit stops, pit with a group. Don't be a hero and pit by yourself. You will for sure lose the draft. You got to execute all night. All your bumps have to be on point. All of your pit stops have to be timed properly with the guys around you. Don't lose the draft. There's a lot that can go wrong here at Daytona, especially being playoff race number 1.
That is a lot you got to worry about here on this 2.5 mile super speedway. 31 degrees of bacon in the turns. Well, folks, it is time. Season 10 of the playoffs for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series is underway. Joshua Rodriguez up on the front row with Lucas Lyons to his outside. We have a race. Tristan Bruce down on the inside. He gives the shove to Rodriguez. Adam Newton trying to lock up Lucas Lyons on the outside. Dustin Scruggs down there as well. Everybody falling off in pace truck formation as they work their way off of turn number 2.
It looks like for now the bottom is the place to be. They got about 3 truck lengths as Bruce goes out to the top side now. Does not want to work with the one machine. Oh, right in front of Lucas Lyons. These two obviously having beef, but they're working together right now. Down to the turn number 3. 3 truck has a bit of an advantage. How long will this outside lane last? Usually if they can get it built up, they can be faster. But you got to be a really good pusher and a very good leader.
Yeah, I mean, and you really got to worry about Joshua Rodriguez right here on this inside lane. Dylan Cardenas in the 15. Remember, has a little bit of that blinking problem that we've seen time and time again with the 15. Tristan Bruce able to shoot around the outside. With Cardenas blinking out, he killed the inside lane's run. Rodriguez now will file back into the second truck on the bottom. Tristan Bruce leading them off turn 2.
And to expand on that blinking issue, this in Daytona and Atlanta, or this Talladega and Atlanta are the worst racetracks to have a blinker because it kills the draft. As you mentioned, if that truck's not there, that truck isn't punching a hole in the air, kills the entire lane, and can very well cause the big one if you get caught up in the wrong spots. We are 3 wide, a little further back in the field. See a red truck on the outside. Is that perchance the I can't see who that is actually back there.
It's Brady LaBeouf.
It
Brady
is the
LaBeouf
boss
in the
man
31.
himself.
Back there on the outside lane, getting a little bit of a shove from Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson. Robbie Richards is going to follow up there as well. But now that middle lane's starting to ease up there in front of LaBeouf, Johnson, and Richards. And honestly, it kills that outside lane's run, Morgan, because they're trying to get going. You got guys on the bottom side. They slide up. They cut them off. Now they start to make a little headway. They're getting it going. That top lane, Morgan, it is rolling going through 3 and 4.
Yeah, if you can get it uninterrupted and you can get a few guys up there, like you only need 3, you can really roll to the front. The problem is you got guys who block it, just like the 42 just did. It kills the momentum, and you have to lift, and then you lose all that progress you just made. It's tough running the high side, but it can be very advantageous if you get up there early.
Ooh. Here we go, a little bit of movement. Lucas Lyons now going to jump up in front of John Freeman. LaBeouf, Johnson, Newton, they had something rolling up on the top side, but now everybody wants to join the party. Lyons jumps up in front of Freeman. Bruce still holding on to the top spot. Rather that, Rodriguez got around him. So Joshua Rodriguez holding on to the top spot. Cardenas blinking right behind Tristan Bruce. Adam Newton leading the middle lane. And way up top, all the way up against the wall, Lucas Lyons trying to get about a 4-5 truck train to get rolling and be able to make something happen. But that outside lane's starting to dissipate.
Yeah, that 4 or 5 truck lane turned into 1 very quickly. It's just Lucas Lyons out there. Everyone else dipped to the middle of the racetrack, and there's even some of them now on the bottom as the middle lane is starting to fall apart as well. Top lane non-existent. It's a 5 truck breakaway on the bottom here. Down the backstretch. Big checkup, though. Here comes Newton up the middle.
Adam Newton, the Bulldog, previous winner here at Daytona International Speedway. You see the stage links down there on the bottom right of your screen. We will be watching out for these stage points all night long, folks, because at the end of said lap, you will get stage points if you're up in the top 10, and also the stage winner gets playoff points. Also, a little bit of extra cash is up for grabs as well. See it right there. I believe that was Jonathan Cofield in the 58. Race control sent him to the pits for connection issues. So race director TJ Moore is going to be watching out for all that and seeing that obviously Cardenas was up there blinking around a little bit. He is a playoff driver. Cofield's a playoff driver at the same time, Morgan, but they're going to be watching out for these connection issues here this evening.
Absolutely. And like I said earlier, and you've mentioned it too, Jake, is that a connection issue can really ruin the race of other people and make it more difficult to operate. So you want to have everyone with a good connection here and able to really get after it on the racetrack, as we see some drivers really getting spicy here a little further back. Is that Jeff Merck leading the high lane? I think it very well may be here, passing Lucas Lyons, and right behind him, another driver getting EOL. How about Matt Lee, your pole sitter, started shotgun on the field. He's up in the top 15 now.
Yeah, I mean, and that is not surprising to see Jeff Merck up here rolling with Matthew Lee. Obviously, C.O.P.S Motorsports trying to make something happen. And if Merck and Lee can get up here with their teammate in the 3 of Tristan Bruce, C.O.P.S Motorsports is going to be very much a force to be reckoned with here this evening. But Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson's got a little something different to say about that, as they are slipping, they are sliding, damn near door banging, coming off of turn number 4. 3 wide for the lead. Tiny Horse up top. Bruce stuck in the middle. Rodriguez down on the bottom side. And now Big time. Merck bouncing off of the outside retaining ball. Outside lane is going to die out, and Rodriguez is going to get away with Tristan Bruce in front of him.
And Lee just got put in the fence really hard by LaBeouf into turn number 1. Just hit him off the right rear quarter panel into the wall. Lee went. He's falling back rather quickly. And, yeah, crazy. That was crazy up at the front. Bruce tried to block the middle, kind of got everything shuffled up, and then 3 wide into turn number 1. Did not quite work for a lot of drivers. Although one driver did work for is Tristan Bruce, who continues to lead. But, oh, here comes the move. Let's see. Will this be a new leader at the line? Maybe the 1 machine? Not quite enough momentum. Bruce still leads.
Adam Newton still shoving in for all that he's got. All of you out there in the live chat, if you are new to the channel here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, make sure you like and subscribe. Keep up with everything that is going on with NASRA. Obviously, the NASRA Cup Series is going to get fired up here very, very soon on the Wednesday nights. Mondays with DSR Electric getting done with their playoffs, or at least getting closer to the end of it. And we're just getting started here tonight on a beautiful Friday night in virtual Daytona International Speedway. As Ryan Johnson gets sideways, gets squirrely, right in behind the 31 of Brady LaBeouf. Outside lane starts to die out. LaBeouf had a shot. Hell, he was trying to go for the lead, but now that outside lane is going to slide back.
It seems like every time Lucas Lyons tries the high side, it just falls apart like immediately. He's the 3rd car on the outside, 4th truck now on the outside, and it's going backwards. Merck has a little bit of momentum here. He's going to try and get outside of Kermit here. Is it going to be enough to get the spot from him? Need some help from LaBeouf. But the high side is still not really there. Momentum's on the bottom, but here comes the middle lane. Rodriguez has been a player up at the front here for the first 10 laps. He's showing a little bit of muscle in that 1 machine.
Oh, Merck is playing with it up here on the high side. The high side, honestly, I mean, the high side Tickler Kyle Strickler line is what Jeff Merck is trying to pull. LaBeouf's going to follow with him. Newton sideways a little bit in the middle lane. Here comes Jeff Merck to the outside. Brady LaBeouf hooked up with him. Tiny Horse behind him as well. Merck tried to make it happen. He gets clear from the top down all the way to the bottom. Down in the cellar where Grandpappy has the moonshine. Merck goes down with his teammate and hangs out LaBeouf and Tiny Horse.
The elevator move there, you can tell that was choreographed the entire way. They might have even lifted on the bottom ever so slightly to get in the momentum. Bruce now going to block the middle. They're going to try and control the lanes the best they can. Here comes Cardenas to the back of Merck. And now Bruce down in front of him again. You can tell these guys know exactly what they're doing. They talked about this. They planned for this well before this thing started.
And, you know, Morgan, you got to think about this, you know, just for a second. You know, when you see all this moving going on, going from the top shelf all the way down to the bottom shelf, sliding across people's bumpers, you know, making moves from the middle lane, trying to jump up into the outside lane. I mean, there's got to be a lot of trust with all these drivers. I mean, I'm sure somebody's getting on the horn and they're jumping on somebody. What the hell was you thinking? Why did you do that? I guarantee you somebody's saying that, but there is trust mainly involved with some of the moves that we're seeing here tonight.
Well, I think part of it's trust, part of it is just hope for the best, right? I mean, there's more than likely going to be a big one at some point in this race. You just hope you're not the cause of it. But right now, it's all on track position. You need to do what you need to do to get track position. There's a lot of really big movers in this race. Haney's up 29. LaBeouf, Painter, Richards, Johnson, and Wood are all up 12 or more. And there's a bunch of guys who have fallen through the field very quickly. James Beard is one of those, as well as Nathan Maurer and Matthew Montgomery, right? So track position is super important. You got to do everything you can do to try and get it and try and keep it, and that involves making some very aggressive moves.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And I mean, you were talking about with Nate Maurer and others sliding back to the back. You see Brady LaBeouf trying to get some help. Honestly, some of these guys outside the top 25, back there where Lucas Lyons is, he started 3rd and he's all the way back around the 26th spot. You know, other drivers that started up right at the front. Look at this. LaBeouf getting a huge shove as we're watching right here. Tiny Horse has not left his back door. He's trying to help out as well. Tiny Horse tried to help LaBeouf. LaBeouf tried to get up to the outside of Joshua Rodriguez. He makes it to the right rear quarter of Rodriguez. 3 wide for second. LaBeouf wants to go all the way to the front, and big block by Cardenas. He just absolutely killed him on the outside lane. Now they're 3 wide for the lead.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that erodes trust. If there was any there, it's gone now. That is a baffling move to make it lap 14. We're not even done stage 1 yet, and you're going to suicide block the high side and make them have to get on the brake pedal. And that just about wrecked a bunch of trucks. LaBeouf obviously hit the wall pretty good. Been in the wall a few times here so far, but outside lane got absolutely killed there. And Cardenas on the highlight, your leader can't be blinking. You're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure LaBeouf's probably hammering down, wanting to try to get a hold of race director TJ Moore. Do you see what I see with Cardenas up here blinking, making that suicide block? Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, that if anybody in front of you, that's the last person you want in front of. I mean, you talked about it. You don't want people blinking when they're behind you making those pushes, but you damn sure don't want them in front of you, because when they blink out, you don't know where they're at, and then they can reappear, and then somehow or another you could end up turning them around. I've done it myself. I'm sure you have as well. But you don't want people blinking in front, behind you, or even beside of you, because you don't know if you're clear and you can jump down into the next line below you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are sideways on the Scruggs and busting the wall again. It's really tough to run that high line. You can tell. You get a little bit tight pushing that guy. All of a sudden, you're up in the fence, and you can't do anything about it. Oh, wow. Big moment for Rodriguez on the bottom. Whole bottom lane's going to get shuffled up here and give Tristan Bruce and Jeff Merck the lead back. And here comes Newton in the middle. It's so easy to make a small slip. Oh, Kermit! Oh, my goodness. That was just about the big one. Went into the corner, got loose, hit Scruggs, went up the racetrack into Cardenas. That was just about a massive accident.
Golly, boy, they're making moves and they're backing
there
up.
Goes Chu.
Down the bottom. There goes Chu. There goes Richards. Spinning around. Caution is out. We may have a big one. At least that's what it looks like. Richards, Rivera, big one strikes on lap 17 here tonight at Daytona.
Yeah, Chu was the first one in the grass. And then after that, all heck broke loose.
If you won't say it, I'll say it. All hell just broke loose. That's exactly what happened. Everybody stacked up on the inside lane. Check it out. There goes Kermit. Kermit the Frog here. Slides right up. Might have got tapped by Lee and shot Kermit up the hill. And then watch this. This run on the inside. Rodriguez stacks up. Then the driver behind him stacks up. Chu stacks up. Richards stacks up. And it's just an accordion effect. And then after that, Richards just gets tagged, gets set up into the outside rotative wall, right rear hooked. And then from there on, everybody's just trying to survive.
Yeah, the 48 had to go below the yellow line to try and avoid turning Chu. And when he tried to rejoin back up on the racetrack, he got hooked by Buzzy, and up into the fence he went. Just, again, trying to avoid an accident, and yeah, not quite understanding where everybody was at that particular moment. And unfortunately, that's going to wreck a bunch of trucks. See a bunch of guys here who are torn up on pit road.
Oh, Keith Haney, low. That's probably what a real spotter would be saying. We're not trying to pull no T-Pain or nothing here, but I mean, you go as low, or wait a minute, no, who the hell was that? What rapper was that, Morgan? I don't even know which rapper it was.
That's Flo Rida.
Flo Rida. Okay, yeah. See, I don't listen to rap that much. I've heard it at clubs before, but
Richards.
Robbie Richards, 48. 48, Robbie Richards getting set around. And Robbie Richards down. I mean, he's down around the 22nd position, 25th position down there in there. Yeah, so he's a good ways back. And you don't want any aero damage. You don't want any serious aero damage. I don't think anybody's going to get a meatball flag out of this, Morgan. It didn't look that terrible. Rivera might have got one. I think Rivera did. But other than that, I think everybody's going to be able to continue.
Yeah, a couple guys not involved in this incident right here, but at the tail end of it, actually, that was a hard hit for Tiny Horse, I think that was. But yeah, Rivera and Cummins hit the wall pretty hard on the inside wall here. There it is right there.
Ooh.
See the 20 smacked the fence pretty good, and so did Cummins. So those guys are probably not having a good time. They also got black flags to serve with an unsafe pit entry. It's, yeah, that's a tough break for those guys so early in this race.
Once again, we will look here as Jose Luis Rivera. You was talking about him on the inside retaining wall. I think that, even though they get busted for the black flag in that particular instance for unsafe pit exit and all that, I think race director TJ Moore will be able to clear those penalties and see what happens. There you see Rivera tries to go low, kind of arca brakes a little bit, and then he ends up costing himself. If he didn't have slammed on the brakes, he would have missed it. And then bam, nails the inside retaining wall. So Rivera pretty much straight up tore up. He'll have to burn nope, he ain't got no faster pairs in this one, but he is obviously torn up.
Already been in the pit box for 2 minutes, so that thing is hurt. Ryan Johnson's been in the pit box for over a minute. It's hurt as well.
Well, folks, while we got the opportunity to take a break, we will. You're watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series live here at Daytona.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Folks, we're back here at Daytona, getting ready for a restart. Jeff Mark, Tristan Bruce up on the front row. Ironically enough, Jeff Mark, Tristan Bruce in the playoffs. You see right there your Sweet 24, which used to be Sweet 20, but now it is the Sweet 24. Now, obviously, Tristan Bruce, Jeff Mark sitting in the 7th and 10th spots, respectively. This was before the race started, so obviously these numbers will change all over the place. But we got about another 5 laps before we wind up paying out those stage points. Morgan, which one of those guys right there in that Sweet 24 are we really going to be keeping our eye on that could possibly shock the world, I guess you could say?
I don't know if I'd be shocked at all if Matt Lee won this race here at Daytona. This dude is an absolute beast on restrictor plate races, money racer. This is what he lives for right here, and he's already up to the 6th position. So I don't know if he's shocking the world at all, but I could very well see Matt Lee advancing to the next round with a quick win here at Daytona.
I would be watching out for that guy down there in 24th. As far as the Sweet 24, the Bulldog, Adam Newton, sitting up there in the 3rd spot. He is outside looking in. He could very much crush some playoff brackets here tonight at Daytona and get him some stage points, even get him a win and lock himself in. We'll see how it works out with 5 to go here at stage number 1.
Oh, Cardenas is around. Cardenas is wrecked.
Cardenas, we got a spinner.
I think Cardenas missed a shift.
Cardenas. Wow. Won last week at Michigan. Now he is in trouble. Dylan Cardenas at the 15, getting spun around, brings out another caution before we even got started.
You see here, he's 4th car back on the high side. To go into the zone right behind Matt Lee. Goes to accelerate here, and oh yeah, that's a netcode connection issue. He was in the back of the 44, like literally in the back of the 44. The time iRacing figured it out, it spit him out to the outside wall, and not much you can do about that one.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of got run over too. Honestly,
yeah, it was a few things for sure.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of factors into that one. folks, there's a good possibility stage one may end under caution right here. There you see Jeff Mert. Currently, he would get the stage win if it ends up running long enough for that to happen. So sliding around to try to catch up to the pace car, and it looks like Jeff Mert will end up getting that stage one win. So we'll see what happens. Real quick, do want to read out to some of you out there in the live chat. If you get a chance to interact with us, we'll try to interact with you. Keep it clean, somewhat. Obviously, Brandon Schumann out there. Sharon Bruce is saying happy birthday, Schumann. So Schumann's birthday is today. Also, Bryson Abbott. It's my birthday, by the way, as well. So happy birthday to you, Bryson. Don Merck, obviously, out there with Let's Go Catch Fence. Wonder why she would say that. Sharon Bruce, why she would say Tristan Bruce. I have no idea why either. But Logan Detweiler, actually, thank you very much. Happy Father's Day. Sending a happy Father's Day to me. Says, I know being a father is one of the greatest titles a man can ever hold in their life. Thank you very much for that. We are on baby watch right now, too, Morgan, as we got guys going down pit road.
Yeah, baby watch. It's a fun time. Fun time for sure. Yeah, definitely got a bunch of guys on pit road here. Still your top 15, top 12 have stayed on the racetrack. They want to get those stage points. Everyone from Brandon New on back has hit the pit lane, including Lucas Lyons and Michael Kostick, a couple of those playoff drivers. But lights still on the pace truck, so we will not be going green, as far as I understand here, to hit lap 25.
Yeah, I believe it will end under that. By the way, Brandon Schumann, it was yesterday, but appreciate it. Well, I don't know the calendar on his part, but we'll take it. No problem. Happy birthday. Happy late birthday to you, Mr. Schumann. We'll slide him up here. Why not? Let's see what happens with Jeff Merck up here in the broadcast booth. Odds are you got the stage one win. I don't know. But I'm going to assume that you got it from the way it looks, because y'all be going back to the 1 to green, and then by that time you should be good.
Yeah, they're saying what they're going to do is it's going to be a 1-lap shootout. We're going to go green on 25. They're going to throw the caution on 26.
Oh, so it's going to be a 1-lap shootout is what you're telling me.
Correct. 1-lap shootout. We're going green. And we're going to come around the next lap. They will throw the caution.
Well, anybody that has not yet went and got a cold beer, you may want to go get it right now, because this is going to get interesting right here for this little 1-lap shootout for stage one. But Jeff, real quick, I mean, how's the race been so far? Because you started 21st and drove all the way up to the front.
Yeah, I mean, we run a lot of super speedway racing. Me and Matt Lee both on the money racing end. So we kind of take what we see. There's been a couple of sketchy moments, but it's all worked out good, and we're going to go try to get this stage win. But I do want to give a huge shout out to Wagner's Welding up in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, brand new sponsor on this car. R&R Racing, all those guys, I really appreciate them over there coming on board to sponsor this ride, and we're going to try to put it in victory lane for them.
Let's see if it can survive one more lap, and we'll see how it works out for him. Jeff Merck, good luck, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Morgan, buddy, I'm telling you, 1 lap. That's rough right there. 1 lap for a stage, 1 lap, and then it's literally a 1-lap shootout right there. That's going to be interesting. And you know everybody's going to throw haymakers right here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to. At the same time, you got to remember that this is only stage 1. There's still 2 more stages to go and the final points at the end of the day. So be smart about it. Don't take any crazy unnecessary risks. But if you get a chance to go get the stage win, go get it.
Are you trying? Yeah. Yeah, Morgan, what is that? Trying to tell him not to be smart? Is that what you're trying to tell him? What's the deal with that?
I don't think that's what I said at all. I think I said be smart. And
Oh.
I'm saying I'm saying don't wreck the race car is what I'm saying, Jake. Don't wreck the race car. It's too early for that.
Yeah. Don't wreck the race car, boys. We still got 75 laps to go after we get done with the stage 1. So we'll see how it works with Mert, Bruce, Newton, Brad Rodriguez, Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith up here in the top 5. Matt Lee, Dustin Scruggs, Brady LaBeouf, Keith Haney, and Buzzy Mongold up here in the top 10. 1 lap shootout, and then we will get a caution. Here we go, standing on the gas. Jeff Merck, Adam Newton, big shove. Merck goes up with Bruce. Here comes Adam Newton with help from Luke Smith down on the bottom side.
Yeah, right now, top side lined up better than the bottom. We should see that pay dividends here off of 2. But here comes Newton. He's even with Merck up off the corner. Where's the push going to come from? Now the high side starting to get that run rolling. Half a truck length, 3/4, 1 truck length, and clear for your leader, Jeff Merck. Down to the bottom he goes. They now control the lines into turn number 3.
Yeah, but obviously, if Tristan Bruce gets a run, maybe try to put the block on him. Granted, it's his teammate, but we'll see how it works. Bruce slipping back just a little bit. Merck trying to get a run. Here comes Tristan Bruce. Bruce to the outside. Half a truck won't be enough. Jeff Merck will get stage 1. Tristan Bruce will get second. Adam Newton, Joshua Rodriguez, Luke Smith, the top 5 after stage number 1. So your stage 1 winner will be Jeff Merck, and he's got to be excited as all get out. And even though it was just 1 lap right there, Morgan, they had to time all that, to the T, downright perfect.
Yeah, they did a great job. He was able to jump up to the high side, get in front of Bruce, get the push off the corner, then take the bottom lane away. Really, that was textbook. You can't do it any better than that for the 60 and the 3 working together as teammates.
Spice-Man, Chris Cinnamon out there. Fine, twisted my arm. I'll grab a beer. There you go, Spice-Man. That a boy. Grab you one. Enjoy yourself here on a beautiful Friday night. Father's Day weekend coming up this Sunday. If you get a chance, make sure you spend some time with your fathers. Spend some time with that, as we got guys jumping down pit road, obviously, right here. Morgan, we haven't really talked about this a whole lot as far as the fuel and tires and everything. Everybody knows we don't take a whole lot of tires when we come to Daytona or Talladega, but the fuel window is always what everybody really worries about.
Absolutely here, and my understanding is we can go about 30 laps on fuel, so you can easily make it through stage 1 and through stage 2 with 1 stop at the end of each stage. Then in the last stage, you're just going to pit probably in the middle of it, somewhere around halfway, and make it to the end rather easily, green-white checkers notwithstanding.
Pretty much all surviving. Is that all you got to do is you see everybody jumping down pit road, getting gas. Looks like Jeff Merck, all he did was just jump down, get his gas, sends it back out. Almost ended up hooking one driver coming out of the pits, but the race is all coming out. And there it is. Tristan Bruce beats him out. Adam Newton comes out second. Merck comes out third. And we will get lined up for a restart here in just a little bit. Well, folks, while they took them a commercial break, or at least a pit stop, we'll take a pit stop with them, and we'll be right back here tonight at Daytona. Don't go anywhere.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Folks, we're back here at Daytona. Brandon New, Michael Kostick, Lucas Lyons, Nate Bauer, John Freeman. These guys staying out. Brian Chew back there at 6. Brandon Schumann, Devin Pater, Isaac Bevan. Robbie Richards saw him get caught up in an accident a while ago. So that's your top 10. Getting ready for a restart, and it will start Glass Mechanic Stage 2, obviously presented by the Glass Mechanic, as I just said. Brandon New is your leader. Watch this right here down at the bottom. You saw where the lead changes was, Morgan. I think it was at 13 as of right now. Now, folks, that's just officially at the line. That's not unofficially because, Morgan, you know as well as I do, here at Daytona, I mean, the lead can change hands, 3 times in one lap, unofficially, between 2-3 different drivers. It can do that, but that number that we're showing, that is officially what it is at the line.
Still crazy to think that we've had 28 laps running this race, and we've had a lead change on 13 of them. That is a crazy thing to think about, absolutely. And I want to button up something you asked me before the break about fuel. I said 30. The actual answer is 35. I was corrected by Lucas Lyons, running 3rd right now. 35 is the number they can go on fuel. Gives them a little bit more room to play with in the second or in that final stage. They don't have to cut it in half. You can cut it a little bit closer to the end of the race and take a lot less fuel, less time on pit road potentially. We'll see if that plays a factor here the rest of the way.
You want to make it more interesting, you saw it with 13 lead changes. Talking about bad luck and chaos that can happen at every turn at Daytona. How about all of that going on Friday the 13th, which is today? Brandon New up there at the front of 29 spots. Michael Kostick that is outside. Green flag back in the air. Lucas Lyons give New a shot, trying to get it going. Freeman lined up behind him. Nazra's area code 971 in the house with Nate Maurer and the Holodaddy Brian Chew. Mr. Restrictor Plate, as Wesley Outland would call him. He knows how to get it done at Daytona, much like Talladega, but he loves Daytona right here in his home state of Florida.
Number 2x2 here at the front of this field. Here comes the high side. Kostick trying to take that lead away from New. Not sure if there's any damage on the 88 from that checkup on the restart. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But Kostick going to take about a half truck length lead into the corner. Now it's back to even in the center just because of the way this racetrack is banked. Shortest way around, typically the fast way. But here comes momentum up on the high side.
Outside lane starting to advance. Michael Kostick now gets the shove from Nate Maurer. Maurer up top. Oh, boy, check it out. They were sliding a little bit through the travel. Lines on the bottom. Maurer stuck in the middle. Slipped back there. We got a 3rd lane going at him. Newton up into the damn wall, sliding around. Matthew Montgomery in the 24, he had to check up. Jeff Merck starting to work his way back up through here. He's giving the shove to Devin Pater in the 99. There you see Robbie Richards, Devin Pater right in front of him. Jeff Merck does not want to use anybody. Merck is going to the top. He's trying to go to the front, and the Bulldog, Adam Newton, locked right on his tailgate.
Yeah, Merck was the first driver up there, and he has been the one who has pioneered this high side, and he has made a lot of ground. Here comes Matt Lee going to join this group as well. Maurer going to block the run. That's not going to make Merck very happy. He's going to push him to the front anyway. They're up beside Kostick. Will they get beside Lyons, or will he block? We're going to see it here off of turn 2. Momentum should be with that 971 machine here off the corner. Oh, there goes New. New is spinning on the inside. The 2 machine is around.
Wow.
Yeah, he got moved from the bottom from Schumann. Now back up front, Lyons going to go take the lead away from him as the bottom line disintegrated. Wow, that was a lot to happen in just a few seconds.
Brandon New actually saved the truck. He didn't hit the wall. He slid, and he's all the way at the back. But he didn't hit the wall, so he is just fine, but he's lost the draft. Lucas Lyons to the outside with help from Nate Maurer. Here comes Jeff Merck. Mama Merck, check it out. Your husband's going back to the front. Stage number 1. Would love to get in a sweep. Also a Florida native with Jeff Merck on the top, Adam Newton trying to help as well. Brandon Schumann, yesterday was his birthday. What a birthday present it would be for Brandon Schumann to survive over the next around 70 laps and get the win here tonight at Daytona.
You're going to have to be very good to stay up at the front in this field. We've seen Merck carve his way to the field. We've seen Matt Lee do it as well. And a few drivers have stayed up at the front, like that 19 machine of Newton and the 88 of Lucas Lyons. They've been up front all day. You're going to have to be good, or else you're going to get shuffled out here on one of these pit sequences, or just plain under green flag run.
And one driver that we see down there on that bottom side, we really need to keep an eye on him as well. About the fourth truck back on the bottom, very slowly up there. That blue number 9 of Chris Blanchard is very, very good here on the super speedways, much like Jeff Merck. Obviously ran over there with Upfront Motorsports. Jeff Merck, an old teammate of his. Here is the replay of what happened to Brandon New in the 2. Watch John Freeman, Schumann behind him. Freeman just catches him in the tailgate. Bad spot. New comes up, and, Freeman's there. He slides up, tries to come back down. He gets him in the left rear, spins him around, but Brandon New hits nothing, so he's good. But he's way back there. Lost the draft 13 seconds back from this pack.
Yeah, so now he's on the... Is there going to be enough time for them to catch me? 15 laps in this stage, and he is about 2 seconds, 4 seconds actually slower. So, doing the math, it's going to be close if they're able to catch Brandon New, who obviously is by himself right now as we are moving and shaking up front. Big check up in the middle, all the way back. These trucks are a handful. We saw the 971 get loose on his own, leading the middle. This is curious stuff here to see these trucks move around so much at this fairly freshly repaved Daytona.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking. The wind is not really doing anything crazy. Just, blowing northeast at 8 miles an hour, so nothing really crazy going on with that wind. Track temp, pretty cool. 82 degrees. Air temp 79. Everything's kind of normal as far as the weather goes. But, Morgan, we had an update on iRacing earlier this week. Could that update have played a factor into why these guys a little bit, 35 gigs. Thank you very much for that, Dean. But because it was a huge update. Do you think that might have played a factor into how these trucks is a little bit out of control?
It's possible. I'm not sure if truck setups got an adjustment, but if that definitely could be doing it. We're used to seeing these things pretty tight. They don't usually turn all that well when you're right behind somebody. You want to plow in the center. I haven't seen that yet today. I've seen a couple guys hit the wall, but I'm not sure if that was a tight race truck or just running out of room. But you don't usually see the leader get loose, kind of leading the middle lane. So it could be a bit of a setup update. I don't think there are any aero or tire changes to the truck. And the digital dash is new, as we have a shot here from our producer over the shoulder. Has got a little bit different look on the dashboard now in these trucks. One of the new quality of life updates they added here. Oh, another loose moment for the 971. Goodness gracious! Look out in that middle line.
I wonder if you can turn that off. If there's any way you can get the digital dash out of it and actually have your tachometer like I like to have it. I'd love to have. No, absolutely not. I hate the digital dashboard. That's one of the reasons why I hate the next gen cars. I'm old school, Dean. Huh? Get a horse to pull the car? Really? Really? Are we going with that? Yeah, that's definition of horsepower right there. If Merck may end up having a little bit of extra horsepower up there at the front with Matt Lee, both of them from Catch Fence Motorsports, teammates working together, goes to the front. Stage 1 winner Jeff Merck goes to the front. Now Matt Lee tried to go the outside. He got loose trying to go around him.
Yeah, definitely things are out of shape. Oh, Merck down to the bottom. Got a big shove from Lyons. Lyons going to let him back in as Freeman just about put Newton up in the fence. These guys are really getting after it here, and we're not even stage 2 yet. Ending stage 2 yet. This is some crazy stuff here that we're seeing at Daytona. One thing to add to the digital dash, they do have a tachometer page, so you can fake it, Jake. It'll be okay. They do.
Yeah, that ain't even worth it neither. That ain't even worth it neither. I'll tell you this much. These guys running around like they are, honestly, right now, I feel a storm brewing, folks. I really do feel a little bit of a storm brewing as Merck jumps up to the top side, gets in front of Lee. Lee is sideways. The storm is brewing. Cue the soundbite up for the storm, baby. We got a storm brewing here at Daytona, Morgan.
Yeah, these guys are moving and shaking, and this is scary stuff. If you're anybody behind them, if you're Merck, you're probably thinking this is fine. But if you're anybody behind Merck right now, unless you're like a fair ways back like Brandon knew, you're probably a little concerned here. As we got Lyons here with a crazy move. He's going to take the lead here off the front bumper of Matt Lee down to turn number 3. Freeman get pushed into the fence again. Oh, we're wrecking in the back. There it is.
Serpro caution is at Keith Haney. Raul Meza sliding around. Caution is out. There's Keith Haney in the 87. Got spun around. Meza got spun around. Somebody got spun around. They end up getting involved. Brings out the second racing caution here tonight for Serpro. And there is Raul Meza, 37. He's up top. You got Richards right there as well. See kind of what happened right here. Did somebody, oh, wow. Haney just tried to make a damn right-hand turn. Meza was there, and then everybody just goes for a spin.
Yeah, just completely disregarded the fact that Meza was there on the racetrack, and then Meza obviously caught the fence, and he pulled it right off the wall down to the middle lane, got right hooked off of somebody, or left hooked off of somebody, and then he caused a little bit more carnage there. Just a classic Daytona incident, right? It happens all the time when you don't have a defined lane here a little further back in the field, just trying to catch the draft of the guys in front of you.
I mean, wow. I mean, did he not know that Meza was there, or? Well, I mean, Morgan. I mean, you know, me and you, we've raced at Daytona before, and 9 times out of 10, I mean, you talked about it earlier, you know, in the pre-race that you got to think, you got to survive, you got to think about this, you got to think about that, you got so many things going on at one time. Do you think maybe, you know, just in layman's terms and just be brutally honest, do you think maybe he just had a brain fart and he didn't actually think that Meza was up there on the top side and he just thought he was clear and saw a run and tried to take it?
So one thing that I think is probably what played a part in this is, the viewers wouldn't know at home, is we have spotters in iRacing, right? iRacing provides us with a spotter. It's not a real person. They'll say high or they'll say low, but they won't say which lane that truck is in. So yes, there was a truck high, but I think Haney thought that truck was up against the wall, not in the middle lane, because we can't see out the right side of the truck because that was an unblind spot. So it's possible that he went up the racetrack thinking that lane was clear, and it wasn't, because he thought that truck was up against the wall. It was actually right on his door, and around goes Meza and the 87 of Haney.
Yeah, and also in other layman's terms, our racing spotters does suck. They are terrible. I wish they would actually tell you if they're tight on your door or if they're however far up. Well, folks, a couple of them took a couple of pit stops. We're going to take another one with them. You've been watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series live on the National 360 Racing Network.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Folks, we're back here at Daytona. Check it out. Lucas Lyons, Matt Lee, Jeff Merck, Nate Maurer, Brandon Schumann. The birthday boys up here in the top 5 in stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic at lap 42. We've got about 8-9 laps left here in stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves, the Chef Morgan Cook, and the Australian Dean Hopton Biggles production. Go ahead, Dean. You can go ahead and cuss me out. I butchered your name. The one time I butchered his name. Yeah, my bad. Anyway, getting ready for a restart. Well, I might have said Dean Bopton. I think that's what I was about to say, and I got it mixed up. Morgan, real quick though, the end of the first stage was only 1 lap. And it got a little bit crazy. Well, now we're getting ready for about an 8-lap dash to decide stage number 2. Is it going to get crazier than what it was in stage 1?
Well, mathematically, it's got to be either 8 times as crazy or 1/8 as crazy. I just haven't really figured out which yet. We're going to have to stay tuned here and find out. But it's going to be wild, I imagine. Stage point's so important. This is race number 1 of the playoffs. You got a bunch of playoff heavy hitters up at the front of this field. And then some drivers who we haven't really talked about yet today. How about MDW sneaking up into the top 10? We know he wants those points, and so does Tristan Bruce, who did well in stage 1, has not really shown presence here in stage number 2.
And one other thing, Jonathan Cofield is still 1 lap down on the field, so if he can get lucky somehow, some way, miss a wreck, stay out of trouble, and the caution comes out, the 58 will be back on the lead lap. That will be an interesting feat for him. Green flag is back in the air. Lucas Lyons on the inside. Jeff Merck on the bottom side trying to help out as well. Here comes Catch Fence Motorsports in the form of Matt Lee on the top side. And now Nate Maurer in the 971. He's trying to make something happen. All those guys teamed up with Blue Line Racing, but obviously that's Chrome Racing rolling over there with Blue Line.
Yeah, not a lot of organization here on this restart. We see a little further back. There's about a 9-car breakaway, then a gap back to Kostick, and here comes Freeman rolling the middle. Matt Lee's going to try and take the lead here over Lucas Lyons off of turn number 4. Who's going to lead this lap and get 1 step closer to winning the stage? It really anyone in the lead lap could win, or on the lead lap could win this stage right now. That's how Daytona, Talladega are, as Freeman goes to the high side trying to make that 3rd lane work.
Yeah, Freeman up there as well. Whoa, big slide back there. That was Brandon Schumann in the 52 down on the inside. Got a little bit squirrely. Here comes Tristan Bruce in the 3. Newton gets sideways. Gets into the back of Maurer. He has to get out of the gas. Got sideways. Freeman up top. Lee still leading. And now, here comes Lee. He's got a little bit of help right behind him. Actually, that's Freeman that's got the help behind him. And check it out. 21, Weatherman, MDW. He's up here battling up here at the front.
Yeah, I just said his name, and now he has appeared, the 21 has. Pushing the high lane, trying to get Freeman up to the lead, and try to take the lead himself as we're 3 wide for the lead for what feels like the 5th or 6th time here today. It's been a great race so far. A lot of good drafting happening here in Daytona, and it's only going to get better from here on out.
Check out Lee trying to pull this side draft, try to pull Lyons and Merck back. Did not work, but might have timed out perfect as Merck's able to jump, get clear, and jump up in front of his teammate. Now Lee and Merck, Lee shoving Merck. There you see on the cam. Oh, baby, how about that? Both of them jumped down right in front of Lyons. They were barely clear. Lee almost got hooked. Lyons shoves into Lee, shoves him up the hill. Here comes Maurer. He gets into Lee. Now Catch Fence Motorsports occupying spots 1 and 2.
I don't think I've ever seen vehicles move around this much here at Daytona when they're getting pushed. We see wiggles that would have normally cars up in the outside wall or down in the grass. We're seeing some great driving here tonight, able to keep these things pointed in a straight line as the 60, 44, 88 continue to duel up here for the lead. Who's going to win the stage? Will it be any of these 3? Chat, what do you think? What's it going to be? You got 5 laps to figure it out.
Yeah, we got a lot of them out there in the chat. Here we go, defending champion Jordan Durasic. Well, I'm going to tell you what, if you're thinking of Jordan Durasic, he is way back here in 35th position. him, Matt Cherry, and Raul Meza at about 12 seconds back of what you see before you. Here comes John Freeman, 42. He got a little bit of a run. He's got MDW right behind him. 4 laps to go in the stage. Freeman's trying to make something happen. And up front, Jeff Merck battles for the lead with Lucas Lyons.
Oh, another push off of turn 2 got Merck way out of shape. Lee almost got him turned as well. These guys work together so they know what each other can take. Oh, there goes Merck on the outside. Whoa, he's on his lid. Oh my goodness. We're big one here into turn number 3.
Damn, big one has struck Merck on his lid, Bevan. That damn near half the field, honestly, just got piled up going into turn number 3. Jeff Merck over on his lid. There you see him in disgust out of what happened. Jeff Merck wildly is driving away from this accident. Couple of meatball flags. Lee, one of them. James Beard, also one of them as well. Whew, baby. Morgan set it up for us, baby. You saw it all.
Yeah, so we're just pushing here on the high side. Nothing out of the ordinary. And we saw Merck get way out of shape here. Maybe we can get a different shot here, Dean. Kind of tough to tell from this angle. But there we were pushing in the middle here and a little bit off to the left, or to the right, sorry. And that just gets these trucks sideways in a hurry. Merck goes over on his lid. Oh, that's a really good look at that suspension there. I'm not even sure who that is. I think that's the 24 maybe. Yeah, it is. Oh, no, it's Freeman. It's Freeman underneath him. There's Lee up into the wall pretty hard. You see Newton as well. Somebody comes in here late and gets a really big part of this. Trying to see who it is. Yeah, Bruce got Painter there. Yeah, lots and lots of issues here. Bevan gets turned into this. He's going to get some heavy damage. MDW somehow looks like he's going to escape through it. Keith Haney, all 4 tires up off the ground on the grass, trying to get through this thing as well. Man, this was a big one here in Daytona.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest ones I've seen. Biggest one I believe I have seen within NASRA. I think it was last season. It might have been season 9 when we was at Talladega, and literally it was about a 20 truck pileup on the last lap. Damn, was that Freeman? That green and black one, that was the one that was up under Jeff Merck. He hit the wall hard, head on to the outside retaining wall. And remember, folks, these guys, they can go below that double yellow line to improve. Well, they can't go below it to improve their position. But if they're wrecking like that, I mean, they can go all the way down to the inside wall down there at that guardrail. Hell, they could go to the infield for all they care. There's John Freeman. He was the one. Actually, I think it might have been Matt Lee, Dean. I think the 44 was the one that slid up, and he's the one that went head on to the outside retaining wall. The 44 down on the inside. Morgan, hold on to your seat, baby, because this one right here, this is a hard impact that Lee takes right here.
How about Lucas Lyons saving that truck as well? How about that? That 88 should have been involved in this. Somehow didn't wreck, and see a few drivers really sail it in there. I think that was Matthew Cummins, just forgot the brake pedal happened, and he sailed up into that thing and made that a little bit worse than it had to. But check out Lucas Lyons here into 3. It was well below the apron, still ended up keeping that thing on the racetrack.
There you see Lucas Lyons. You see the bump draft into the middle lane. Lee shoving for all he's got. Bam, slides up. Merck comes down, doors him. Schumann got doored as well. Maurer shoots it all the way to the bottom. Whoa! Good Lord have mercy. That is, yeah. I mean, Lucas Lyons might not even win this race. Lucas Lyons might not even win this race, to be honest with you, Morgan. But regardless, I think he's going to need to go buy him a lottery ticket. He got absolutely lucky. This is Holla Daddy Brian Chew. Watch this. I mean, literally, there's nowhere to go. You're back there in the back. You just lock it down. That's the plan. I mean, that's all you can do, Morgan.
Yeah, watch on board with the 14 machine and see what not to do when you see the big one. That's Matthew Cummins. And see what not to do when you have a big crash in front of you.
might want to hide your small children on this one right here. He tries to lock it up. He went all the way to the grass, tried to make it work. Only problem is he didn't slow down enough and slid right up into everybody. Kind of arc braked it. He had the right mindset, Morgan. But you got to slow down a little bit more because that grass, you will straight up slide through there. Well, real quick, looks like they're doubling up 1 to green. We'll see if we can bring Lucas Lyons up here. I think. Well, now it's got to be the end of 50, but I'll bring him up here anyway just to see what we got going on. Lucas Lyons, baby, I think you might have got the stage 1 win. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you did.
Yeah, so the plan is field's frozen where you're at now, top 10 gets points, and then we're about to begin the third stage here.
Well, buddy, congratulations on that stage 2 win presented by the Glass Mechanic. How in the world did you not wreck right there?
I let Tom Cruise take the wheel. Pray to baby Jesus, and luckily I didn't die.
Good Lord. Morgan, you got anything for Lucas real quick?
Yeah, that's a conversation with Lucas Lyons for sure. But you're leading here at the end of stage number 2. You need the points, obviously, in the playoffs and all that fun stuff. So what's going to take the rest of the way to take this thing home?
Well, right now I'm kind of praying that when I come down pit road here in a little bit, that I don't have to get wrecked and hopefully just make it through. As Brandon's been a good pusher and everything like that, and I just hope that Mike can help me.
We'll see what happens, Lucas, buddy. Appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let him slide back down in there. We don't want Morgan. We don't want him up here in the broadcast booth while he's racing. And that's bad mojo because it's happened numerous times. And here comes, thank you, Dean, Schumann on the top side. How about this? 22, Brandon Broadfoot has entered the conversation. And Robbie Richards, who was a part of the very first caution. Here comes Richards with help from Keith Haney.
And just outside the frame is the 2 machine of Brandon New. Remember, he was sideways on the backstretch. Almost went a lap down. He is back up here in the top 10. Buzzy Mongold as well. And how about the 1 machine of Rodriguez? Been up in the top 10 all day. We're seeing some unfamiliar faces kind of running up at the front here. We've seen some of our heavy hitters suffer some major damage. So it's going to be interesting to see the rest of the way here who is able to mount a charge, maybe get this Daytona win.
Ooh, boy, Broadfoot got loose down on the bottom side. Richards trying to make a run on the top side. Battle for the leader zone. Richards got Haney hooked up with him. Brandon New, as you mentioned, damn near went 1 lap down. Now he's back up here in the conversation as well. It is Richards. It is Schumann. It is Daytona. It's the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series playoffs here at Daytona.
Yeah, Schumann continues to lead here on the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, just about got put in the middle. Oh, there goes New. He got Lucas Lyons. Lyons on his list.
My gosh, Lucas Lyons goes up in the air. Commentator curse, broadcasters, interviewers curse, however you want to look at it. Lyons goes around, and another caution pops out here. Another Serve Pro caution. Wow. A lot of them up in the air here tonight, Morgan.
Yeah, it might be something to do with, there might have been an aero update or something that happened here at Daytona. But yeah, we've seen a lot of drivers in the air, more so than you normally would see. This all started with Chu on the outside. That number 2 machine was up in the wall off of turn 4, came hard down the racetrack. Did he get help from the 1 behind him? Absolutely did. Yeah, he got tagged. And then up and over goes Lyons. I don't know if I'd be saying we, Dean. I just got a message from the driver who we're seeing fly through the air. He says, we're all good. It lands fine. We're still racing here today. So Lucas Lyons is going to continue as he is inside of the 8 machine. I guess that's how you make 8 into 88.
Yeah. No, Dean, I'm not going to say that. But,
oh, man.
I'm not going to say that. Yeah, we're throwing some different math up here. in the National 360 broadcasting booth. But I'll tell you what, we're getting ready. Check this out. Action down here on the bottom side, driving right in behind Lucas Lyons is Michael Kostick, number 7, Jack Daniels paint scheme. Let's see what happened to Kostick. There's new up on the top side. Rodriguez gets into new, turns him sideways. There's Kostick. Kostick goes down, and the air just gets up under the 88, lifts him up off of the ground. Kostick tries to dive it down to the inside, and everybody else tries to go to the inside. They're trying to get around Lyons, and Lyons just turns it into a pinball, bounced it off everybody, rolled right across the top of the 8. And there you go. They ended up getting inside one another. There you go with Blanchard. He ends up hitting the outside retaining wall as well. But that could have been a lot worse for Lyons. I mean, honestly, it could have been worse for Lyons than what it really was.
So speaking of Lyons, I just got a message from him of how much damage he has. You want to take a stab at it, Jake? How much damage in terms of minutes on pit road did the number 88 receive in this caution?
I don't think he had minutes. If I had to take a guess, I'm going to say 49 seconds. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Still, not too bad considering we saw the 20 hit the wall earlier, a much less of a hit than Lucas Lyons just took. He's still on pit road 45 minutes later. So that'll tell you exactly what you need to know about that Lyons got away with one right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucas Lyons got very, very lucky on that one. And another thing about it, as big as this track is, 2.5 miles long, he can sit there. He can try to get as much of that damage fixed as he possibly can, because pace laps here at Daytona, they take a little bit. You know, it's about, give or take, about 1.5 minutes to get around Daytona. So it'll take them a little bit to get around Daytona under caution. So Lyons will have plenty of time to try to get that truck fixed and get back out there and get racing. As long as he stays in the draft, he should be okay. Well, up front, Brandon Broadfoot leads here at Daytona with Keith Haiti, Matthew Montgomery up here with Matthew Cummins in the 14. We saw him going through the grass a while ago, and Dustin Scruggs in the 11 up here. That is the top 5 as we get ready for a restart. Oh, a lot of them jumping off pit road. I got a feeling it's only going to get crazier, and we've already got crazy, Morgan. We've already got crazy. I got a feeling it's just going to get more crazier than what it is.
Yeah, that's been wild so far. I mean, we've seen 3 wide for the lead a number of times. We saw the leader essentially get turned in front of the field and cause a massive accident down into turn number 3. It's kind of had it all here so far, other than a green flag pit stop, which would really be fantastic to see here in the final stage. We're right on the edge of potentially getting a green flag stop if we can go green from here. Hopefully we see it, Jake. That would be that would be the cherry on top of a already pretty good Daytona race.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a fantastic race. We're just past the halfway mark. Just saw Brandon Broadfoot, saw the virtual Brandon Broadfoot. Needs to blink a little bit when he gets the opportunity. There is the next 3 races. Obviously, Daytona tonight. This Friday, obviously, will be Pocono. And then we go to Lime Rock. Morgan, I might have asked you this question before, but I'll ask you real quick as we're getting ready to go back green. Daytona's a wild card. Lime Rock kind of a wild card. Pocono a little bit of a wild card. Which one of these races do you think everybody is more scared to do?
Daytona, for sure, is the one that I would be the most worried about, because it's the one that's the least in your control. Pocono, if you have a bad day, you have a bad day. If you're just off the pace, you're probably not going to get wrecked just for not being the best, you know. And Lime Rock's the same way. You have total control because there's no cautions. You just have to stay on the racetrack. Here, you can do everything right and still end up on your lid, like you've seen a few times today.
Green. Well, who else is going to end up on the lid? Light up the live chat. Who is going to go up in the air? Green flag is in the air. Matthew Cummins did not go at all on that restart. Keith Haiti will be at a huge disadvantage. And up front, Brandon Broadfoot's got Matthew Montgomery lined up behind him. Scruggs lined up there, as well as Robbie Richards. Front 4, they're trying to break away. One driver shoots out. That's the 48 of Robbie Richards. Schumann tries to go to the inside, and here comes Montgomery for the lead.
It's going to be a drag race down to the turn number 3, 2x2, and here comes Brady LaBeouf in the 31. Great launch out of turn number 2, and now the high side is about to get rolling. There's a pretty big gap on the bottom. It's 6 trucks, nose to tail on that high side. There goes Haney down to the bottom. Now going to break that up just a little bit. Advantage, Broadfoot in the inside lane.
Broadfoot still leading on the inside. They're double wide for second. They're double wide for fourth. Richards trying to go with Montgomery. Brady LaBeouf, you mentioned him. He's behind Richards, and he's got Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith lined up right behind him. So now this middle and low lane, they're trying to make something happen. Top lane's actually forming up behind them, way back there around the 13th, 14th spot. But then they file back out, and they jump back double wide. One driver pokes out his head, tries to go to the top, might have been Tidy Horse, but thought different, jumps back in line. Double foul as they work their way off of 4.
And after we just saw the big one, the second big one really of the day, I think we're now probably going to start to see drivers just stick with 2x2 for a little bit and maybe get this one back mastered as we just have over 40 laps to go here. Montgomery wants that lead, a playoff driver, but don't want to take too many risks to go get it.
Double wide all the way through the field. Nobody jumping out of line to make a 3-wide opportunity just yet. Montgomery slipping back. Richards trying to jump up here, give him a shot. Now LaBeouf tries to help out as well. One driver shoots out. Joshua Rodriguez way back there in the field. Newton tries to go with him. Top lane may start to form up. LaBeouf thought about going up as well. Riding on board with 87 to Keith Haney on the bottom side. Kind of in a box, if you will. One driver in a box. That is Kermit the Frog at 83, and Montgomery goes all the way up to the top side to put the block on him. Actually, that was
Montgomery's in the fence.
Montgomery's in the fence.
Oh, big rack. Tiny Horse in it as well. Caution should be out. There it is. Yikes. I think this all started really up at the front of the field with a bad Dustin Scruggs block that kind of set off this chain reaction and ended up taking out a bunch of other drivers here. If you go back off of turn 4, when I think it was Scruggs and Montgomery. Montgomery had a good run on the high side. He sees a couple truck lengths back, and he's rolling that high side. All of a sudden, here comes Scruggs all the way up the racetrack. Force it is kind of a lazy block as well. Put Scruggs in the fence. They start checking up behind him. Now they're 3 wide. Now we got guys moving and shaking all over the place. Somebody gets turned into the fence right there. They go down to the bottom to avoid it. And right there is in the middle of the screen with Rodriguez. That's where the caution happens.
I mean, you called it a second ago, Morgan. With guys basically out of their control. You know, a lot of these guys, you see Rodriguez and company back here in the back, Tidy Horse back there behind him. Innocent bystanders through every bit of this. There's the block from Scruggs on Montgomery. Stacked them all up. LaBeouf right there in front of Rodriguez. Gets into Montgomery. Montgomery trying to straighten it out. And then yeehaw after that, everybody's slipping, sliding around. And Nate Maurer, I mean, he went as low as he could. He tried to survive. He was close. But Maurer ends up going around with Joshua Rodriguez getting into him. There goes Rivera. There goes Tidy Horse. All these guys sliding through. I mean, literally out of everybody's control at that point, Morgan.
So I want to go back to the top of the show and revise when you asked me what are the keys to the race, and I gave you, a long list of them. I want to add one more, Jake, and it's be decisive. If you're going to make a move to the high side, make a move to the high side. Let's not lollipop it in the middle of the field here and just hope for the best, because that's what causes a lot of these accidents. We just saw one right there where a slow, lazy block cost 6 drivers potentially a shot at playoff success here later in the season.
And Morgan, you know as well as I do, 9 times out of 10, the guy that causes the caution never gets caught up in it. He gets away from it. Now, odds are, with that block and how everything went, race director TJ Moore may look at Dustin Scruggs and go, well, you initiated the whole backup, so Scruggs could possibly get the EOL We'll see how that ends up working out. We're going to take a break here at Daytona for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, Race 1 of the playoffs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here at Daytona. You see Brandon Broadfoot, others going down pit road. We're under 40 laps to go. Joshua Rodriguez going down, Brandon Broadfoot going, Lucas Lyons, saw him up in the air a while ago, Michael Kostick. Other drivers, there's Jonathan Cofield. Cofield has finally got back on the lead lap after earlier on. Race director TJ Morris sent the 58 down for connection issues. Morgan, we see these guys going down pit road. I mean, is this a good call for them to go down? I mean, I don't think they can make it, but, I mean, what do you think?
No, you're right on the edge of making it to the end of the race here. These caution laps are helping. One more caution, maybe two more cautions, and you're really thinking about making it from here. But this just basically gives you insurance. If you do happen to have a green flag run to the end, which we haven't seen any indication that's going to be the case here today, but if it happens, you have to take less fuel on pit road, cycles you out in front, yada, yada, yada. It's a good strategy. I like it. And especially if you're a driver who has had a bad day and you're up in that sweet 24, you got to do something different. Get some fuel right here. Could be your ticket.
Well, they're working their way through turn 3, just going into turn 3. You see the playoff bracket right there. MDW with a pretty good little gap right there, leading everybody as far as the regular season goes. There's Buzzy Mongold. You see that red track in the background. Dean's always told me that is the North.
Yeah, do you know what track that is, Jake? Yeah.
Well, yeah. Dean says it's Nürburgring Nordschleife, the what, about 20-mile racetrack, pretty much. Yeah,
that's a big one.
That damn track. Nobody likes that damn
Well,
track.
actually, lots of people do. Super popular, but I digress.
I hate it. I hate it. I've.
Green's out. Green flag. Green flag.
Yeah, it sucks. Green flag is in the air. Dustin Scruggs, Luke Smith on the front row. Matt Cherry up here as well. I saw Buzzy Mongold, saw the virtual cam or the real cam for Buzzy Mongold. He's sitting up here in the third spot on the bottom side, right in behind Scruggs, trying to help him out and shove him right along. Here comes Brady LaBeouf, the boss man, 31. And how about Brian Chew? He's got caught up in a couple of accidents tonight. He's up here inside the top 10.
This is now the point in the race where you start to see guys you haven't seen all day poke their way up to the front. We see Kermit. We see Matt Cherry is up there. Bevan's up here as well. Buzzy. Sacco hasn't been up at the front at all today. So now you're trying to find new dance partners if you've been up at the front for most of this race to work with here, as most of your other ones you've been racing with are gone. They're wrecked out. They have major damage, laps down, whatever the case is. So you got to find new dance partners if you're going to get to the end of this race.
Check it out up at the front. Kermit the Frog trying to get him a win, lock himself into the next round. Matt Cherry trying to do the same. He used him up. Jumps down to the bottom. Kermit's going to slip back right on to the nose of Isaac Bevan in the 27. And Nick Sacco, haven't talked all about him all night long. Nick Sacco in the playoffs, started 34th, did not even run a qualified lap. Here he is, when the time matters, when it matters, just inside, 40 to go. He's up here battling.
Yeah, top 4 on the bottom have pulled away a little bit here. And yeah, like you say, some drivers who are just haven't been up at the front today, now getting their opportunity to try and take this thing home. It's only going to take a couple shrewd moves to be able to get up to the front of the field and be able to hold it. We've seen it all day. Drivers who get up here typically stay here unless there's an accident that takes them out of the opportunity to do that. Chu goes to the high side here, trying to lead this race.
Yeah, Holodaddy up on the top side. Mr. Restrictor played Holodaddy. All the drivers call him the Holodaddy. On the top side, here comes LaBeouf. Big shot to Chu. Sends him up on the top side. Kermit the Frog. Luke Smith right in behind him as well. Top lane's got some pretty good heavy hitters. Making some moves on the top side. Cherry with Scruggs. Here comes Chu. Chu battles door to door for the lead here at Daytona.
Yeah, Cherry edged him at the line that time. Not quite enough for the 51 to get around that 54 machine. The lanes are pretty even at this point. Oh, what happened to the 11? What just happened there? It's like that truck shut off or something. Absolutely no power on the 11. Did a great job getting out of line, not making that worse than it was, but we are checking up at the front of the field. High side just about stopped in the middle of the backstretch. Yeah, we got some weird stuff happening here at Daytona tonight.
I think Scruggs blew up. Scruggs was all over the back door of Matt Cherry. Wasn't able
Exactly
to
what it
jump
was.
back. And the engine detonated. Buzzy Mongo back killed him. Also, Schumann, the whole inside lane stacked up and straight up drilled Dustin Scruggs out of this race. So he's got it clutched down on the bottom side, just trying to make it back to the pits. So Dustin Scruggs is out of this bad boy. As up front, Luke Smith very much into this. Isaac Bevan up here trying to make some noise as well. Robbie Richards leading up here was second truck in line. And how about Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson? He's got caught up in a couple of accidents as well. MDW following him. I'm telling you, these guys has got 9 lives here, Morgan. I'm telling you, some of them, they use them all up in one wreck. These guys, no way, Jose. They got plenty of them in the tank.
Well, how about Rodriguez as well? He was involved in the last one with Lucas Lyons. He's still up here in the top 10, and Lyons even is not all that far behind. He's only a few trucks back down on the bottom in that 88 machine trying to keep this thing rolling. It is anybody's race still. There are plenty of opportunities to go up here and get this win or get a good finish nonetheless, as we still have just over 30 laps to go.
Dustin Scruggs finally got it around through 3, and Forrest pulled it way low as he could possibly go. Make sure that we don't get a caution. Up front, Isaac Bevan leads. Here comes Robbie Richards. He knows how to get it done. He's got him a couple of career wins here at Nazareth at Daytona. In the form, he's trying to get the help from Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson. Bevan up front. Smith right in behind him. Richards up front on the top side. Johnson trying to go with him. Brad Chew in this mix as well with MDW. Matthew David Wood up here mixing it up.
Don't look now. We're about to catch lap traffic here in just a couple seconds. It's going to stay all the way to the high side. I think that's Matthew Montgomery. Yes, it is. Are we able to get around the 24 cleanly? The leaders do. The back of the field looks like they will as well. Well choreographed there by the field, but we've seen lap trucks make issues in the past. Think about Kevin LePage. I think that happened here at Daytona at one point in time. Pulled out right in front of the field.
Yeah, and I think you could actually thank Kevin LePage for one thing, honestly, Morgan, because now that's why everybody has, when they come out of the pits, they have to take it on the apron and go off of turn number 2. And that's just not in iRacing. I mean, they got to do it in real racing as well. They won't let them just pull right up on the racetrack. So I guess you could say Kevin LePage did do something good for NASCAR, at least for the safety. And any of you Kevin LePage fans out there, I'm sorry, but it is true, Morgan. It is true. At least he does
Really,
something productive.
Really a true visionary is Kevin LePage, able to create the blend line rule as we know and love today. So thank you, Kevin LePage. But here in the NASCAR race here, we've got Bevan leading. We got 2 groups, as Dean was talking about just a little bit ago. Tristan Bruce is leading that second group about 15 seconds back of the leaders. Those guys have some damage here. There's the track map on your screen. Really 3 groups of drivers here. Only 3, though, in that last group, Freeman, Merck, and Jurassic. They're that group with the red dot leading them entering turn number 3 as the leaders enter turn numbers 1 and 2.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting when they end up catching those guys, see how they end up sticking, see where they go. But we'll see how it all plays out. Just right at 30 laps to go at this time. There is Isaac Bevan. His picture is sideways. You got to turn your head sideways a little bit to see what's going on with Isaac Bevan. Maybe turn it sideways just about where the 31 degrees of banking is here at Daytona to be able to see the picture straight the best way that you possibly can. If you turn your head to the left, literally they're turning left on the 31 degrees of banking, you'll be able to see it straight. But he's got to worry about Luke Smith and Robbie Richards up here to battle as well as they go into 1.
Yeah, still 2x2 throughout the entire field in kind of a pacing fashion right here. Everyone with pretty good space between them. No one's really pushing. I think we're now to the point of this race where we're just we're riding right now. We know that we can almost make it on fuel. Some of us are in a bit of a bad spot for that, but we're just going to ride. We're just going to log some laps, get down into this race, and decide who's going to lock their way in to the next group of races here in these playoffs.
Isaac Bevan still holds on to the lead. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith rather right in behind him. This is normal to see that double wide like you were talking about, Morgan. Everybody just kind of wants to just make it all the way to the end. I think they thought that, okay, well, we've tore enough crap up. We're going to keep it calm. We're going to just roll with what we got. Maybe not. Tiny Horse went to the top, thought about something. Right in behind Tiny Horse may end up getting some help with Joshua Rodriguez in the water. He's got caught up in a couple of accidents today. Here he is up here in the top 10 as well. But, I mean, 2 veterans right here with the series. Obviously, Robbie Richards, a veteran. He's been around for quite some time here in Nazareth. And obviously, Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson, your defending Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series champion, sitting right there in that spot, or right in behind him. Maybe not. Now Richards jumps to the bottom. Now Tiny Horse will lead this middle lane with Rodriguez lined up all over his tailgate trying to get the middle lane to get going.
And Rodriguez, remember, he pushed into an accident earlier. I forget who it was who went off of his front bumper. So maybe not the safest place to be right now is leading the high side with the 1 plastered on that back bumper. But time will tell. He's got Newton right behind the 1 machine. We're about to get racy up here at the front. Top side going to go ahead and take the lead as they are not pushing on the bottom. Should be clear by 1 into turn number 3. Oh, Tiny Horse almost went down. Just about got turned for his effort. Oh, boy, that was just about another big one here in front of the field.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to hold on to it, and Rodriguez is
we're
not
pitting
giving
here.
up.
We got drivers on pit road. MDW.
Drivers going down pit road, MDW, Matt Cherry, others going down pit road. Looked like that might have been Brady LaBeouf. Yes, it was. So green flag pit stops right here, Morgan. Stephen Lashinsky, we haven't talked about him a whole lot here this evening, but that opens the door. I mean, the pay window's open, I believe at this point, Morgan, if I'm correct on that. I believe the pay window was open for fuel, and that's all they're worried about. It's just fuel and not tires.
Absolutely. We are well to the good on fuel here. We can go about 35, only 25 left in the race. So no problem pitting from here to the end. It's just about finding friends, pitting efficiently, being able to get back up on the racetrack in a good drafting formation. That's what's going to get you the race win here, potentially, if we can stay green the rest of the way.
Didn't look like there was a whole lot of takers. Matter of fact, no takers at that point. With 25 laps to go here at Daytona, Isaac Bevan still holds the lead with Luke Smith behind him. Tiny Horse had a shot trying to get the lead, was able to hold on to it. And, Morgan, it's like I said, we both raced at super speedways before. You get up here on this top side, it's kind of hard to say, well, I'm pitting this time around when you got guys down on the bottom side. I mean, what's your mentality knowing that, hey, I may have to pit right here in the next 3 laps? I'm on the top side. What's the mentality? I mean, do you just drop anchor and go all the way to the back, or what do you do?
So I try and find my way down to the bottom about 5 laps before I plan to pit. That way, I try not to be part of the first group. I try and be usually the second or third group to pit. They're usually a little more organized. But if you have guys who peel off the pit, you try and fill that gap right away and hope that nobody tries to pit from the top side, or else you're going to cause another big accident. But usually try and get down early and then just roll on the bottom until pit stop time, pit, and then get back up to where I want. Because I usually try and run the high side here, just because you can get that good momentum up off the straightaway. And as long as you get a good push, you can really do some great stuff.
There's Jeff Merck as Matt Lee, Jeff Merck. They are going to get bypassed. Everybody's shooting by both of those guys. Actually, that was John Freeman right there in front of Jeff Merck. They will put them one lap down, rather, at the line. Morgan, you were talking about running the top side. I like to run the middle lane as much, or excuse me, not the middle lane, the bottom lane as much as I possibly can, because, and folks, this is just me, and I've talked about it before. I like to run the bottom because if there is a wreck, you have options. You have options of where you can go. If there's a wreck, you can go below the double yellow line and try to stay out of chaos. 9 times out of 10, if there's a wreck and you're on the top, the speed will make them shoot up the racetrack. Here's the only problem. When you're on the bottom, as you see Adam Newton and a couple of others peeling off on pit road, but when you're on the bottom, Morgan, you're in a box. You can't go anywhere. You can't make moves and get the runs like you're talking about.
Yeah, it's 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. Absolutely. You either are in a good position to avoid a crash by diving below the yellow line, or you have a good position to advance your position up on the high side. It's one or the other. You can't really have both unless you're the leader. You can really make that work, but then you don't have to gain positions anyway if you're the leader. So definitely a tricky balance to have here at these plate races. And some drivers are very good at putting themselves in the right positions. Others struggle again and again and again trying to figure it out.
Yeah, some of them might need to race against the AI to be able to make those gains any way they can. I'm not saying anybody at Nazareth. I'm just saying I've raced against a couple of guys in a 200%. Can you even go that high? Oh, alien mode. Yeah, I've raced against that on Super Speedway. That's fun. Now, you try to race alien mode at say Texas or something like that, you get your tail whipped real fast. So just shout out to some of you guys don't do that. Dean, you ain't even got a steering wheel. Do you really? Well, good for you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you and Morgan, y'all got to do this race at where was that at? Where was y'all going to be racing at, Morgan? Spa? I forgot about that.
Yeah, Spa.
Was there even a bet on that?
No, that's just Dean flapping his gums. He just he just needs to feel like he can beat me at something, I guess. And here we are.
I'm sure, at the point, if he doesn't have a steering wheel, that's knows he can use the buttons and everything to try to make it work one way or another. Stream Deck. Oh, man, no Stream Deck. I'll say this. Check this out. This top side. Only 3 trucks on the top side with Joshua Rodriguez. You got Brandon Broadfoot, Buzzy Mongold. All these guys, teammates together. For Velocity Viper Racing, all of them lined up on the top side trying to help one another out. There you see Buzzy Mongold just trying to latch on to his teammates, try to make something happen. But these 3 guys are doing the same exact speed that everybody else is doing on the bottom, which is pretty, honestly, it is really fascinating.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of it as well. The only thing that you maybe worry about is that because you're side by side, you're dragging the entire pack a little bit slower than you could be if you're all lined up in a single file line. For example, MDW and that group, they're rolling about 1/10 of a lap faster. Remember, they pit in from the same group. So if everything works out equally, that really could pay dividends for the driver running 20th, as well as Brady LaBeouf, Matt Cherry, Brian Chu, etc. Those guys who pit earlier in this run here about 7 laps ago. So it's going to be interesting to see at the end of this race who ends up cycling where on this pit sequence.
And that was Robbie Richards on the outside lane. Everybody shot around him, put him a lap down to the field. So Richards goes 1 lap down. The next guy that will go 1 lap down will be Brian Chu, but he's up there in that group, Morgan, that you were talking about with Matt Cherry, Bray LaBeouf, MDW, the ones that are actually catching this lead pack. Now Rodriguez tries to jump down, tries to make it happen in front of Bevan. That'll stack the outside lane up. Rodriguez had to get out of the gas, jump back up, and now Broadfoot had to get out of the gas so he didn't run him over. Nobody pitted right there, but it got crazy. Rodriguez tried to get down because them pit stops, they're coming, Morgan. He tried to jump down in front of Bevan, and Bevan didn't let him have it.
I can guarantee drivers like the 2, the 28, the 87, and even Cardenas back in the 15 are screaming on the mic at the guys on the outside to get in line. What are you doing? You're going to cost us this race, especially if you're going to try and chop the nose of the leader like that to try and get that spot. As we have another shot at it right here. Not quite going to get there for Rodriguez. They go right down on the door and try and get the side draft, but off of 4. I don't know about this one, if they're going to be able to get it at the start-finish line into turn number 1, but again, this is making this front pack quite inefficient.
It really has, and honestly, I mean, it actually makes it even worse because when it was 2 packs a while ago, it has now turned in, 3 packs a while ago, now it has turned in to 2 packs. If you go back and you look, that Nick Sacco is up here leading the second pack. They're just now coming off of turn number 4. And they are a lot of trucks is lined up behind Nick Sacco. MDW, Ray LaBeouf, Matt Cherry, Tristan Bruce, Devin Painter, Brian Chu, Nate Maurer, Jonathan Cofield up here, as well as Raul Meza. So there's a lot of guys lined up behind Sacco, and they're putting down, like you said, some fast laps. We got some pit stops.
Yeah, we got about 5 drivers on pit road here. That, in my opinion, is the optimal number to hit pit road with, but damage might be done already. They were losing 0.6 a lap in this front group, so I really think that MDW Nick Sacco led group a little bit further back. I think they're going to easily have the lead when this cycle's out, but got to remember, we don't have to pit as the leaders here for another 10 laps or so, so this could really go on for a while longer.
I mean, it really could. Isaac Bevan led at that point. They was leading, or Isaac Bevan was, but he got busted. Black flag for Isaac Bevan, speeding going into the pits. When will Rodriguez, Broadfoot, and others go? Nobody goes in this time around. So, they could come all the way down to 5 laps to go and try to do something. Literally, it's a waiting game. It's a strategy game that we got going on.
And MDW and crew just passed that group who just pit, led by Lucas Lyons. They just went right around them on the top side like they were standing still. That group isn't even up to speed yet on the bottom of the racetrack. They're going to cycle all the way to the back here. So that is exactly why you need to be efficient and run in a single file line in these sort of situations. That 2x2, that killed the group who is now leading the race, and I don't think they're going to be leading this once they pit.
No, absolutely not. You see Jonathan Cofield back here in that mix as well. There is your lead pack. Well, Brandon Broadfoot up here with Matthew Montgomery. Montgomery 1 lap down. They're working their way around the 60 of Jeff Merck. Up front, though, still leading this bad boy for the moment is, of course, Buzzy Mongold with Joshua Rodriguez. Mongold talking to a couple of guys right there. Robbie Richards right in behind him. We saw him. He's already a lap down trying to make it work. So there's that communication we were talking about. Maybe they thought we might have screwed ourselves here with that double wide deal. We need to go ahead and go down pit road and just take our lumps and just hope something works out in our favor.
Yeah, Buzzy's going to have to pit here in the next lap or 2. He's already on 34 on fuel here. Everyone else can go another 8 or so in this group. Looks like he's not going to pit this time by, maybe next time, but they're going to all have to pit together if they want a shot at getting some momentum on the backside of this pit stop. As MDW and crew, they are still rolling. They're about 9/10 of a second faster than this group every single lap, and they're only 30-odd seconds behind. That should put them well in front of this crew here.
Buzzy has yet to make that pit stop. Talking about it back there with Rodriguez, Broadfoot, the Velocity Viper Racing is hooked up. They're trying to make something happen. Brandon, you up here with them as well. Keith Haney just laying, just waiting around, MDW, I mean, honestly, the battle is on. I mean, I know we're watching these guys, just waiting on them. I mean, Buzzy has not went yet. We got others. Got one sliding back there. That's Brandon Schumann sliding, trying to go into the pits. And I know we're watching these guys, but they are slugging it out back here where MDW is. This is what you're seeing. MDW on the bottom, Cofield up top, Caustic in this mix as well. These guys, they're going for it at this point, and they are double wide. They're racing as all get out. This is, in my opinion, I agree with you, Morgan. This right here, this is the race for the win.
This is exactly what I was going to say. This is the race for the lead, the race for the win. As long as it goes green, one of these guys is probably going to end up with this W, and it might be on that front row. They are doing a great job of holding side by side. Buzzy hits pit road here with Keith Haney, and it's one other driver as well, the 28, I believe that is. I don't know if that's going to be enough for them to be competitive, but they already hemorrhaged so much time by staying out and being inefficient so long. I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out here. Buzzy actually missed the pit box a little bit too. That's going to hurt even more.
I mean, and if you look, as there you see right there with Rodriguez, just waiting on him, all these guys waiting on them. But if you look up here, who is leading that second pack, the one that we were talking about, Morgan, the one that we're racing, for the lead, the guy that's leading up on that top side lane, do not adjust your sets. That is Jonathan Cofield in the 58. We talked about him a while ago. Cofield started back in the 25th spot. Had some connection issues earlier on. Race director TJ Moore black flagged him, told him he needed to go down pit road and try to get that sorted out, tried to get him away from everybody. Looks like the internet is holding up. Looks like he's got it straightened out, because now he's up here mixing it up. He got lucky, got a lucky dog, got back on the lead lap, and Jonathan Cofield up here battling for what could be a win and locking himself into the next round.
Absolutely a back to the front moment here for the 58 machine. Great rebound in what could have been a very bad start to his playoffs. Little update on Buzzy Mongold. He hit pit road. He cycled out way behind this group. So unfortunately, that's going to be day over in terms of winning this race, as we just about had a spin on for the lead here. Rodriguez pits by himself. That's going to take him out of the chance to win this race. There's Brandon Broadfoot as well, as we have three trucks yet to pit. Brandon New, Joshua Rodriguez, who I think just hit pit road actually, and Brandon Broadfoot as well. So just Brandon New is yet to pit here. He's pushing Richards, and he's got Montgomery behind him.
Yeah, so pretty much Brandon New jumps down pit road. It will cycle out, and what you see on your screen, this is the race for the win. Brady LaBeouf to the outside, jumps in front of Cofield. Cofield tries to hook up with him. Caustic lined up behind them. Cherry in behind the lap truck. The 66 of Lashinsky, he's helping out MDW on the bottom side. We're still green here for the very first race of Season 10 of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, live here at Daytona. LaBeouf leads the outside. MDW down on the bottom side. Mission 1 Esports rocking and rolling. Jeff Merck on the bottom side. He's making them work for it, getting around him.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You as the lap car, as long as you hold your line, there's really nothing that they can complain about. Typically, lap cars go to the high side, but there's really no rule for or against it. So, yeah, great job by the field working around, slaloming them around that 60 machine. They're able to get by cleanly, and we still stay 2x2.
And Morgan, you talked about that. I mean, there is no rule to what Jeff Merck's doing. It's like you said, usually everybody would like for them to go to the top side. Why is it that, everybody wants them to go to the top side rather than have them on the bottom side? Why is that?
So normally the leader would be running the bottom, and they would just try and keep it pinned to that yellow line. Somebody hops that line. Is that Tristan Bruce maybe? I can't quite tell. But you get the leader who pins it to the bottom. They want that lap car as far away laterally as they possibly can. So lap car go up against the wall, I'll roll the bottom. There should be two at least widths between us. Everything's going to be fine. Whereas if you're side by side and you go to the high side, that's a lot of times where cautions happen, because that car on the high side hits the wall or can't quite, get enough room or whatever, and they end up crashing. So
Check this
it gets
out.
weird
Whoa,
when you're too
we
wide.
almost had a wreck. We're going to have a wreck over in 3. Big slide back here. Lashinsky, lap traffic, was stuck in the middle of the racetrack. Sorry to cut you off, Morgan, but now they're 3 wide up there at the front of that pack. But, baby, I'm telling you, you mentioned that lap traffic. You have one on the bottom, one in the middle, and they tried to split them. And, I mean, bad timing for all of that. But how in the hell they saved it, I will never know.
And that is the worst, is when the lap cars are not in a single. Oh, they're wrecking behind him. The 51 into the outside wall hard. I think he's going to stay. He's still okay. I don't think he has spun it out, but he hit that wall very hard. He's going to hit pit road right here. Goodness gracious. As I was saying, as lap cars, you just can't be side by side. You got to be single file here. You can't make the leaders try and snake through you like that. You're going to cause a caution every single time. As it's a 5-6 truck breakaway for the lead here. And this could be for the win with under 10 laps to go here.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely could. I mean, Jonathan Cofield was up there at the front of that, and bad news for Cofield. Looks like he might have lagged out of the session. Looking at him on my end, I see no Jonathan Cofield. So he had a shot. He was up there. He had the bad luck at the start, made his way back up to the front. And it looks like Jonathan Cofield may not be at the end of this bad boy. But Michael Kostick, though, in the 8, a little bit of shades of number 8s in the past, like Dale Jr. up here at the front trying to make something happen. But the boss man, he's wanting to take it all the way to the front. Mission 1 Esports down on the bottom with LaBeouf at MDW.
Yeah, they're rolling right now to put a bow on what happened to Cofield in that patch we talked about from iRacing the other day. They added the bad connection black flag into hosted sessions. So if your quality drops too far below your baseline when you entered the session, you will get black flag and parked by iRacing until that connection resolves itself. Oh, MDW almost got put in the fence by Kostick. Going to check up the entire outside lane. And that was almost another one here as Lucas Lyons finds himself leading the bottom. Remember, he was on his lid not too long ago, and he has a lot of speed in the 8 machine.
Yeah, and he's able to get to the inside, try to shoot around Brady LaBeouf. If you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe to the NASCAR 360 Racing Network, because we're fixing to get a fantastic finish. And you got to do it before the checker flag, because we're 2 to go right here, Morgan. Lions on the bottom. They're catching a little bit of lap traffic. It's only one truck, but they're running the bottom of the racetrack. LaBeouf up in the middle side. Here comes Kostick. He's going to jump down in behind them. Isaac Bevan in the 27. He's a lap down, and he's helping Lions down the back chute.
And the lap truck broke up the bottom lane. Cardenas didn't know where the lap truck was. Momentum back to the high side. They're still door-to-door. Brady LaBeouf getting pushed by MDW. Pushes on the bottom. Bevan and Lyons as we come to 1 lap to go here. They're still 3 wide for third. What's going to happen here on the final lap at Daytona?
Oh, baby, here we go. Kostick trying to make something happen. White flag, bell lap. Kostick up on the top side, getting the shove from Tiny Horse. They're 3 by 3, front 6. They're trying to make it happen. Luke Smith back here in this mix as well, working their way off turn 2 for the final time. Lions has the lead.
Offset 3 wide down the backstretch. High side getting momentum. Here comes Brady LaBeouf in the middle with the big push from MDW. Matt Cherry's involved as well. We got a bunch of trucks pushing hard around. Goes Bevan into the grass. Lyons lost his help. MDW got squirrely down the backstretch. Kostick's got the lead off the corner, and Jake's going to bring it home.
And here comes Brady LaBeouf, gets the shove. MDW, big time push all the way around. Kostick on the outside, maybe a photo finish. Brady LaBeouf by a truck length gets the win. Michael Kostick will get second. They wreck at the line. Matthew David Wood, MDW, gets third. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson comes home in fourth. And Lucas Lyons comes home in 5th. What a note. Top 4 drivers, all of them started outside the top 15, with 3 of them starting outside the top 20. What a race. LaBeouf started 24th in the field. MDW started 33rd. Ryan Johnson started 35th. What a race. Morgan, take us through this last whole lap right here.
Yeah, so we just saw it right there. That was really the big moment. We saw all 3 lanes converge into one spot. MDW got the worst of it. Contact with Tiny Horse got him wobbling back and forth, kicked Bevan below the line. Lyons lost his help, and then the middle lane was just where it was at from there on. They had the most momentum, pushed LaBeouf out, and right there, that is your win. And the margin for 3rd and 4th was tight, about 15 thousandths of a second.
Good Lord. That is what we love at super speedways, Morgan. We love those tight finishes, just how close that they are. But there you go, Brady LaBeouf getting the win here tonight at Daytona. And he will burn it down right here on the front stretch. The number 31, the boss man, getting it done. And honestly, I mean, in a wild finish with everything that happened, it really will shake up this playoff grid. LaBeouf, I do not believe, is in the playoffs. He ran a little bit on the Friday night series. He is in the playoffs. Well, Dane, we're hearing from Dane that Brady LaBeouf is actually in the playoffs. I did not think LaBeouf was. Monday series, he's in the playoffs. I was supposed to say, I know he ran a couple of races on the Friday night series, and he was in contention to possibly run in the playoffs, but he is not. So that is one of those wild cards outside the playoffs to get the win. Give me the full field rundown. Boss man Brady LaBeouf gets the win. Started 24th. Michael Kostick will end up finishing in the 2nd spot. MDW Matthew David Wood will finish 3rd. We'll talk to those podium finishers here in just a little bit. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson, great drive for him. 35th all the way up to 4th. Biggest mover in the field, might I add. He finishes 4th. And Lucas Lyons, who was up on his lid at one point, comes home with the top 5. Matt Cherry will finish 6th. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith will finish 7th. Nick Sacco, didn't talk about him all night long. He started 34th. He will finish 8th here this evening, with the Holiday Brian Chu getting caught up in that little bit of a skirmish with 2 to go. He will finish 9th. And Buzzy Mongold rounds out the top 10.
Keith Haney is going to finish 11th here tonight in the 87 machine. Ed Osborne, great run. Didn't mention him at all tonight. He finishes in the 12th position. Brandon Broadfoot in 13th. Brandon Schumann led some laps today. He finishes 14th here tonight. Brandon New will finish in the 15th. 3 Brandons in a row. My goodness. What is going on here? Devin Painter in 16th. Nathan Maurer, 17th. Robert Richards finishes 18th tonight. Dylan Cardenas in the 15 will finish 19th. And Tristan Bruce rounds out your top 20. Those last 2 drivers, both 1 lap down.
Isaac Bevan gets 21st. Stephen Lashinsky in 22nd. Raul Meza, saw him get caught up in an accident earlier on. He finishes 23rd. Matthew Montgomery will finish 24th, as well as John Freeman 25th. Jeff Mert, we saw him upside down. He made it hard for all of them to try to get around him and put him a lap down a couple of times, but done it the legal way. He will still finish 26th here this evening. Jonathan Cofield, we saw the 58 up at the front, was looking to battle for the lead and possibly have a shot to win this sucker, but connection issues cost the 58, and he will finish 27th here tonight, 5 laps down. The Bulldog, Adam Newton, started 4th and unfortunately got caught up in an accident. He will finish in the 28th spot. Joshua Rodriguez started on the outside of the front row, and he will finish in the 29th spot. And Matthew Cummins rounds out the top 30.
Your final 9 here, Jordan Durasic finishes 31st. Justin Scruggs blew it up, finished 32nd. Chris Blanchard in 33rd. James Beard, 34th. Matt Lee caught up in that early accident about halfway through the race. He finishes 35th. Tyler Daniels in 36th. Huck Wigington, 37th. Jose Luis Rivera off the inside wall finishes 38th. Dane Hagen, 39th, and the last driver in this race.
And TJ Moore was the race director here for the DSR Electric 250 here tonight at Daytona. Well, folks, going to take a quick commercial break, round up those podium finishers. Don't go anywhere. You've been watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series live on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here at Daytona. DSR Electric 250 in the books, and the winner is the boss man. Mr. Brady LaBeouf gets the win, started 24th here this evening. Brady, congratulations on the win, buddy. Tell us about your race, because honestly, it was a very eventful race with all the crashes that we've had tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely started out slow. Each stage had a caution that kind of, in the past, it would have been the stage break and we kind of just would have ended it and then went back to green racing. But it seemed like both stages kind of just ended under caution. So it kind of, I'm not in the playoffs, so I knew that I was going to be on different pit strategies than some of those guys that needed stage points like Dustin and, MDW. But, we kind of came out of stage 2 in a good spot. I think there was a quick yellow right after stage 2 going into stage 3, and then went to top off so we could be, take a little bit less than fuel in that final stage, and did our green flag pit stops, then come out in a great spot and just kind of picked them off as we went with the run. And then I knew we wasn't going to stay single file for long. I think it was like lap 92. We started kind of breaking out, and we wanted to kind of control the lanes there at the end so we can make sure at least one of us makes it. But for sure, Mission 1 Esports, I mean, from the beginning of the race to the end of the race, everybody on this team, Matt, Keith, MDW, and Matt Cherry, I mean, we just all worked great together tonight, and it was a total team effort. Even whenever Dustin blew up, he was spotting for us and kind of telling us where the leaders were and our times and everything like that. So it's not, I know I get the, my name as the winner, but it was definitely a team effort tonight. So
awesome. Well, not being in points probably influenced a little bit. We didn't see anyone jump to the high side more than that red number 31 here tonight. Was able to make a lot of passes right up against the fence, was part of that it being that you didn't have any consequences if something went wrong in terms of points, you were able to just go to the front, or what did you see up there that made that move so enticing?
Well, not being in the playoffs, you kind of go into these races, especially the super speedways, like I was talking at the beginning of the race, was, hey, I'm going to put myself in probably positions that I probably wouldn't do if I was in the playoffs, because if I get wrecked out or something happens in front of me, I'm just going to go enjoy the rest of my Friday night, right? Like they got College World Series going on, they got NBA Finals. So, I kind of put myself in those three wide positions, and I guess I got lucky, Morgan, because it seemed like every time a big wreck happened, I think I only had like a minute of damage total this whole entire race. So I think it's just being, mostly lucky than anything. And I mean, I just don't understand when we race at Daytona, like those guys in the middle lane, like they want to sweep up to the third lane in the corners, and it kind of just puts that third lane in a bad position. But you kind of got to pin them down and just hope for the best. And like I said, I just came out on top lucky tonight.
Brady LaBeouf comes home with a win here tonight. Daytona DSR Electric 250. Brady, one final question, and then you can transition that into your sponsors and shout outs. But obviously, iRacing had a huge update. It was a big old update. According to Dean, it was over 30 gigs. Was there any difference in the trucks? Because we saw a couple of you actually sideways up there at the front here tonight. Did that update, did it make the handling on these trucks a little bit more crazy or out of whack here tonight, Daytona?
Yeah, I would. If I know they're probably talking about it in Discord right now, but I would agree 100% that these things drive way different. I mean, I was getting loose in the tri-ovals, probably three or four trucks in the pack, and just getting super loose, turning the steering wheel left and the truck just wanting to come around. So you'd have to almost lift in the tri-ovals. It was definitely odd. And then we were talking about, steering ratios. It seems like 12-1 feels like 10-1 now. So there's going to have to definitely do a little bit of adjusting. But I mean, for the most part, they drive somewhat of the same. They overheat somewhat of the same, pushing people. But yeah, the handling was way different tonight than previous races at Daytona, I will say.
Brady LaBeouf gets the win here tonight, buddy. Any sponsors, any shout outs that you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, first off, my first Daytona win. I've been so close to winning at this place so many times, and I've pushed so many of my teammates and guys to victory. So it's great to kind of knock that one off my belt because I've been wanting to win here for a long time. That's why I blew this thing up when I was doing burnouts. Definitely want to thank my wife and kids. We're definitely doing we got travel ball this weekend, so appreciate them letting me race. And a shout out to Starbase 1552. I mean, Starbase Comics has been a long time sponsor, and Huck Wigginton and his buddy, wanted me to run this truck this season. And I know I wasn't fully committed to Fridays. I try to run as many races as I can, and I'm glad that I decided to run tonight and get the victory for him. I don't know if this is his first victory as a sponsor, but if it is, a huge shout out to him and everything he does for Nazareth. My teammates, Mission One Esports, Matt, and Keith and Dustin. I mean, just like I said earlier in the interview, just total team effort. And you guys at Nazareth 360 Racing Network, all you guys, Morgan, Dean, Jacob, I appreciate, y'all commitments to Friday nights and allowing us to, get this broadcast top notch, best in the business, in my opinion. And just everybody at Nazareth, man, and everybody that helps out. Special shout out to Cody. I know he wasn't here tonight. His work schedule's changed, so I don't know if he can race Friday nights moving forward, but I just want to appreciate everything he does to help me get this thing going every week.
The Florida Cabinet Distributors victory lane is filled up with the Bossman's number 31 Chevrolet. Brady LaBeouf gets the win here tonight. Brady, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you at Pocono or wherever you're at on the next Friday night series, but I know we'll be seeing you this Monday when we go to Kentucky.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to do it.
That was the boss man, Brady the Buff. Sound like he's a little bit confident or the way that he just said that. We'll go to our second place finisher, which is Michael Kostick in the 8, started 17th. Love the paint scheme, Michael. I just got to throw that out there real quick. Love the paint scheme with the Jack Daniels looking deal, baby. I love that. Honestly, I think it's the best truck out there. But, tell us about your race and coming home with the second place finish here this evening.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty eventful trying to dodge some of the wrecks. Stayed out of trouble most of the night, got caught up in one of them. But, yeah, I mean, the first stage, I was just kind of hanging in the back trying to avoid all the 3 wide racing. And then stage 2 kind of got trapped in the middle line there. So, yeah, I mean, it was just trying to balance risk and reward and not put myself in a stupid position.
Right, and you clearly found yourself on the right pit strategy. What made you choose to pit with the guys that you did and end up in that lead pack and have a chance to fight for this win?
Oh, well, me and Lucas kind of got trapped there on the second stage trying to get stage points, and then I just pit with my teammates at Blue Lights Racing, and we were able to come back out pretty organized there and just catch up with the draft.
Well, Michael, one final question, and then you can transition that to your sponsors. You're in the playoffs, but you're in the red on the playoffs and everything. Coming home with a second here tonight, it's got to boost obviously your point standings and your confidence as well as going into Pocono next week.
It would, but I'm gonna miss next week, so Pocono's my favorite track, but I'll be up at the races instead of running on here, so but I'll be excited to get back and run Lime Rock.
You can miss it. You can miss it up there, the races and everything. Screw that. You got a championship. Michael, you have a championship that you're trying to win. The hell with the races. You gotta be here on Fridays.
Yeah, maybe I'll take my rig up there.
Attaboy. If you don't mind, where's the racing? Where you heading at?
The Poconos.
Oh, you're going to Pocono. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, they got enough damn power around there. I mean, they got enough power to light up all that other stuff. You'll be able to hook up your rig one way or another out of that. Yeah. They don't even turn right, so you should be good to go on that one. Yeah. There is no turn 4. Yeah, but like I said, they got enough power out there that you can hook yourself up on that. Sponsors and any shout outs, Michael.
Just thank you guys for doing the broadcast. Brady and everybody for putting on the league, and all my teammates at Blue Lights, Ryan, Luke, and Lucas. Yeah, that's about it. Well,
Michael Kostick gets second here tonight at Daytona. 1 spot short of getting the win, but he'll take it and will roll with it. Michael, congratulations on the second place finish. Appreciate your time. We won't see you at Pocono. Well, everybody else will see you at Pocono, the real one, or wherever whatever. We'll see you when you get back, buddy. We'll just see you when you get back.
All right, man.
That was Michael Kostick, finishes second here tonight. I don't even keep up with the NASCAR schedule anymore. I don't even know if that's where they run it next week or not. I think they do. I can't remember. We'll go to our third place finisher, the weatherman, MDW, Matthew David Wood, did not even qualify. Started at the back, 33rd, up 30 spots. He gets third here tonight. MDW, tell us about your race, buddy.
Well, it was crazy to say the least. I just got back, like I was talking before this. I'd been doing a mowing job and I'd been there for 12 hours. I got home with 2 minutes left in qualifying. I was like, okay, I can go out and get a lap. I came to the line to start the lap and it was 3 seconds left. So I didn't quite get a lap in and had an EOL anyway from last week. And I think I was my first ever, one of the first. But yeah, going into this race, I was pretty confident not to get a win, but I knew I could. I was confident in the top 5. I have one of the highest average finishes in both the leagues that I run at super speedways, but I'm still yet to win one. I have never won a super speedway in a league race, so it's coming, but just not quite yet. We got involved in a pretty big accident when Merck took that wild ride, one of the wildest flips I've ever seen. Can't imagine the facial expressions on that one. But, yeah, it was awesome. I had about, I think, 4 minutes of damage, 5 minutes of damage. Brady was talking about getting lucky with only getting a minute. thanks Brady. Yeah, I had about 4 minutes, got it fixed, and was able to kind of come up through the field. We kind of made the idea to come in early. Came in early. We were running kind of off the pace there in the pack, so we were coming in together. Had about 4 or 5 trucks, and Matt had to save a little bit, so he went back, and I was just pushing Brady all the way. I think across the line, I was 291. I hit 291 across the line, and right there, I hit Bevan. Luckily, he was a lap down. I went into his chat and apologized to him. It kind of just sucked me into him. It was weird, but I was really, really happy to push Brady to it. I was trying my best. I thought I was going to blow up, but I didn't care. I was going to get Brady the win, and I'm happy to do that for him. Happy to get a podium. I don't know how I didn't lose it. My wheel was going all over the place coming across the start finish line, but I saved it. I'm good at drifting, but I saved it. So it is what it is. This is pretty fun.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned the great average finish, and that kind of leads me right into my question. Is we talk to you basically every week up here in the top 3. What is it that makes you just so good on every type of racetrack? We've seen you dominate road courses. You've won in 1.5 miles and short tracks, and now a 3rd place at Daytona Super Speedway. What is it that you have figured out that these other guys don't here in this truck series?
I don't know. You're about to see a huge bunny hop, but I'm not sure. You know, I didn't even mean to do that. I forgot that was there. But yeah, I'm not sure. I guess it goes with being young. You know, 16, going into my junior year of high school. I mean, you got more focus, you got more time than these other guys. That helps. But it's kind of just an understanding that I've had since I was a little kid of driving cars. I kind of know what to do with it. And I've worked myself to kind of be able to focus just on the race and what's around me, and trying to get better to the point to where I can do what I did in the 600 and battle with those guys. Of course, didn't get the win in the 600, but you know, being up there battling with those guys help. Kind of show people, hey, I'm here, and that motivation of I want to be the top of any game I'm in, and trying to get to the top level of sim racing is definitely up there with that. But I mean, Mission 1 Esports tonight, they've helped a lot in my journey. So I got to thank them. NJB Designs, of course, he made the paint scheme. NJBDesigns.com, Noah Blackwell, go to him for any paints. Gas and Racing Graphics, he's in my own state. We talk a lot, but of course, Brady and all the guys at Mission 1, especially, I know I already mentioned it, but Dustin did a great job for us, and thank the Lord for what he's done for me, for what he always will. Steve out there watching, Steve and Diane, and you guys for what you do.
Well, MDW comes home with 3rd here tonight. He pretty much just nailed my last question I was going to ask him, so he pretty much got that one lined up. I mean, he's gotten used to this a little bit, Morgan. He's gotten used to these interviews, so I guess, I mean, it is what it is. Matthew, buddy, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the podium finish, and we'll see you at Pocono next week.
All right, thank you.
That was Matthew David Wood, comes home with the 3rd place finish here tonight. There you see the schedule. Daytona, we put a little cross through that bad boy, and we got Pocono and Lime Rock to close out the month of June. That will be the very first round of the playoffs. Morgan, buddy, final thoughts on a wild race at Daytona. Always a pleasure calling races with the chef. Morgan, you've taught me a lot as well, you know, with announcing and these vehicles and everything else. Such a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, fun one here at Daytona. Pretty typical Daytona race. Saw some green flag stops, as I said we were going to. Didn't I call that at one point in the race? Saw some great runs to the stage, and I do have, MBW still listening, I do have a word of caution for you. It's all these interviews at the end of races is what got me into commentating. So pace yourself, young man. Be careful, because it's a slippery slope once you get behind the mic once. It's hard to leave, hard to get back in the race car. So be careful, young guy. You could find yourself in a very different part of iRacing here very shortly. But yeah, another good race at Daytona. Exactly what we expect here from this truck series.
Absolutely. There you see, obviously, Brady LaBeouf and the Florida Cabinet Distributors victory laid. Dean, buddy, I always love to get your final take. Is Daytona? We love Daytona. Your thoughts on it, buddy?
Who's we? I didn't say I liked the Daytona. Actually, I loved it. It was good. Daytona. I mean, the high-speed crashes, isn't it? That's what happens when you're up the front there and you have a wreck and you can take out half a field. But, a lot of these drivers were involved in some of those incidents and they fought their way back up through the field. As mentioned there, Brady up 23 there, Mike up 15, and MDW up 30. Don't forget, Ryan Johnson was just there too. Usually where there's MDW, there's also the tiny horse, Ryan Johnson, and he ended up finishing in the 4th place with 31 positions. And Lucas Lyons, don't forget about him too, involved in an incident. He crawled his way back in P5.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucas Lyons was one of them that was upside down, barrel rolling on the front stretch. But when it was all said and done, the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, gets the win, shows them how to do it, shows them that this is his playground, and he will take the win here tonight at Daytona, his very first super speedway win of his NASRA career. Folks, it was a great race. Absolutely loved it. You see the playoff grid. This was before the race started. Obviously, it will change when we go to Pocono next week. But Michael Kostick, the big one right there in red, he will obviously slide up into the black, which is where you want to be. You don't want to be in red, but he'll be up there in the black. And obviously a bunch of these guys that is very close, about 9-8 points up, give or take. Could see some of the big heavy hitters like Jeff Mark up 4. We could see him in the red when we go to Pocono next week. So it will be an absolute blast. It'll be awesome to see how this grid will swap out over the next 2 weeks. Love Daytona, love super speedway racing, love every bit of it. And there you see we go into Pocono and Lime Rock to close out the month of June. But folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Obviously, want to thank all of our great sponsors. Obviously, Pullets Poppers, TLC for what they do, Murph's Magical Creations, Blanchard's Towing for the Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series, Premier Racing Setups, obviously DSR Electric for everything that they do as the title sponsor of the DSR Electric 250 and also the DSR Electric Truck Series. Also, can't forget about Starbase 1552 Comics, A's, Lawn and Landscaping, all our great sponsors. The one we can't forget, right there, you see it up there at the top left, Concerns of Police Survivors, for the title sponsor of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Shout out to the fans and the drivers for always coming out fantastic numbers. Doesn't matter what day, you always come out in big numbers. The drivers and the fans, and Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, for allowing us to be ourselves and enjoy time with y'all and entertain y'all every single Friday night. For the Australian Dean Hopton Bales, and also for the chef Morgan Cook, I'm the redneck announcer Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. And what turn 4? There ain't no turn 4. We don't know what the hell turn 4 is all the way up at Pocono. That's where we're going to be next Friday night. Second race of the season 10 for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. You do not want to miss it. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Keep up with everything that's going on here on the Friday Night Series, 9 p.m. Eastern Time next Friday night. We will see you there.
you